Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's going on, everybody? Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, y'all. Put a 1. We've been having some technical difficulties. Let me tell you, the devil is busy. The devil busy. Come on, put a 1 in the chat. I did a whole spiel and nobody even heard me. I was just talking to myself. Maybe that was for me, but I could do it again. I could do it again. Yo, we got a lineup today. It's about to be fire in here. Make sure you go get your tea. You heard what I'm saying? The Blue Lotus Wellness. We're going to open up the third eye. We're going to tap into them frequencies. We're going to raise the vibration up in here today. Listen, it's about that time. It's about that time for the primordial goddesses and all her daughters to come together and sit at the round table and activate, ascend, tap into these frequencies. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Listen, I got a lineup for you that is out of this world. We got that divine feminine 999 energy up in here. And I may have some surprise guests coming on a little bit later. This is not a game. This is live in living color. So I want to welcome everybody, all the divine ones, to the Stella Maris Podcast. Here we steep our souls in the ancient wisdom of the cosmic seas. I am your host, Sha Blyss, and I invite you to draw near to this sacred circle where we sip the elixir of the hidden truths and bask in the luminous glow of the primordial goddess right here, right now. I call her Mama. Some of you know her as the Great Mother. Tonight we journey through the myth, the mystery, and we trace in the footsteps of Tiamat, venerating the dark goddess and unveiling the starlit web of astrology. Oh yeah. We will delve into the ethereal potency of neuromelanin. Neuromelanin. Contemplate the wisdom of the non-ether beings. We in a 9 year. Shout out to the divine 9 beings on the planet right here, right now. We're going to explore this firmament as a gateway because we finna crack it. You feel what I'm saying? We can come in and out this joint whenever we choose to. It's time to awaken that power in you, that Heka. We finna activate this tonight and discover the secret rites of the left-hand path. Let the veils lift, let the water stir. Come take a seat at the sacred table today and prepare to be transformed. Do you hear me? Do you hear me though? Holla if you hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Come on now. Don't let me be out here by myself. Don't let me be out here by myself. Don't let me be out here by myself. I'm trying to get this thing going. I say yo. I say yo. I say yo. All right, now, before I bring on my first guest, this sister here lit up. I'm going to just get right on into it. I was going to take a little break, but we've been breaking enough. This sister here lit up TikTok, coming through with her powerful energy. This sister got, she's so intelligent and articulate and on point with the dark mysteries, the power of the non-ether, the power of that neuromelanin. She breaks it down to a science, to the easiest compounds for you to digest and take this thing in. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to introduce to you the messenger. Welcome the messenger to the show, y'all. Welcome to the show, sister. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, we finna light this thing up. I want to thank you for taking the time out, joining me today, blessing everybody out here with this knowledge, with this wisdom, with this information. You hear what I'm talking about? Thank you so much. Listen, before I don't even know where to begin because I'm excited. I'm excited that you're here. I dropped a little video, did a duet with you this week, and folks are loving it. They were like, yo, who is that? Who is that? Where she come from? You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? A lot of people were comparing you to Bobby Hemmett, bringing that information. We miss Bobby. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett.
Shout out to
So
Bobby.
without further ado, welcome, sister. Welcome to the platform. How you doing
Yeah,
today?
welcome. I'm doing good.
I
Now,
say, I say.
what you want?
You got a little feedback from you,
I got a
so
little
I don't know if you got some headphones. You got to turn down your speaker.
Let me see something. Is it some feedback? I'm still doing feedback.
No, you're good now. You're good
I'm
now.
good. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I have to turn it down. Okay. All right, we good.
So,
All right, so
yeah, go ahead, sis. Break it down. Get in there. Do what you do. Good that you do. Do what you do. But first, before you jump in, I really want to set the tone, let everyone know that the topic is the primordial goddess, right? And the great mother. We're gonna tap into that and see what it means to us, right? And what energy is transpiring now, what everyone is feeling. The earth is shaking, it's waking, it's burning, it's turning. And the frequencies are so high, and we got to raise our frequencies to match this thing, right? We can't be living and walking in fear with this, because this is the time to tap into that divine power. We all chose to come back here at this time. We all chose to walk this path to witness the change of this God right now. Okay. So, with that being said, sister, welcome. Tell everybody who you are, where you from, a little background about yourself before we jump in here.
well, I am the messenger. I am from Michigan, and I've been doing this for a long time. Yes, yes. And my whole thing is I love my people and I want to save my people. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be in ministry for years, and I did ministry for years. And the thing is, my passion ain't changed, just the trajectory.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm still on it. I'm still pushing the truth. It's just things change. I ain't on fire for Jesus no more, because I know the. You know what I'm saying?
I say.
we
I
are
say.
making.
So,
But
yeah.
yeah. So that's the goal, is to help elevate my people.
Okay. I say. So you in the church. You said you was in the ministry.
Yeah, I was in ministry for years. I come from Christianity. I got a line of pastors in my family, so I did that. I did Christian hip hop, hip hop.
Shout out
And
to hip
I
hop.
do conscious
What we
hip hop.
do with our hip hop. Yeah,
You know,
that's deep.
so yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So listen, the reason why I brought you on is because, I was watching some of your videos on TikTok. And some of the things that you were dropping was like phenomenal, especially the one you was talking about, the neuromelanin, right?
Mhm.
That opened me up. Like, so I'm gonna be honest. The first time we talked about this, the first time I heard anyone say this was the brother Rashad Jamal, right? He would talk
Mhm.
about this all the time, and I'd be like, hold up, what? I heard of melanin, I heard of carbon, I heard of all of this, but
Right.
neuromelanin,
The
I didn't
neuromelanin.
understand what that meant, right? And for the
Mhm.
and for the man who left the comment talking about y'all need to stop talking about this. We at war. We shouldn't be talking about neuromelanin. This is for you, because everybody else can talk about this shit, right? All the other platforms
Mhm.
they talking about this, but when the sisters get on here and stop talking about it, you want us to be quiet and shut our mouths. Well, no, we finna open it real wide. We finna talk about this thing. So, sister, go ahead. Give us a little background about neuromelanin and what it means, and for the people in the back, if you want to start there.
Neuromelanin is produced in the brain, and it is located in the brain and the spine. The spine is just an extended version of the brain. Neuromelanin to the ancients is considered the vehicle of soul and consciousness, and it is also connected to the higher realms. And those who do not possess neuromelanin cannot reach higher states of consciousness. It's the key to your salvation.
Hmm.
And without it, there's no way that you can ascend. And it is a scientific fact, clinically proven, that those who have a pineal gland that is calcified do not produce neuromelanin in the brain. And it's a book that I have that's called Why Darkness Matter. And it's the power of melanin in the brain. And it has been clinically proven that it is connected to all different type of diseases. And it's connected to Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease. So neuromelanin is stimulated by knowledge. And it's one thing this book talk about, how when you stimulate your brain, how you activate your neurons to produce more neuromelanin, because we are light beings, so we take in light. So what is knowledge? Knowledge is enlightenment. So when you take in that knowledge, you basically stimulate your neurons to produce more neuromelanin. And the more neuromelanin you produce, the more spiritual you become, because you can reach higher states of consciousness. So you have to work you have to work your neurons. You cannot just think that, okay, well, I'm cool because I got a soul. Because a lot of people think because you got a soul, that's automatically a ticket for you to ascend. No, you got to put in the work.
I say.
And that means that you have to enlighten yourself. You have to educate yourself, because that is key for you to stimulate your neurons to activate the rest of your brain. We have 100% of our brain, and a lot of us don't even use it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you start to stimulate your neurons, you start to activate the rest of your brain and to produce more neuromelanin. You have 12 cranial nerves around your brain, which is your 12 disciples. Those disciples respond to light. Okay. So the more you activate your neuromelanin, the more you educate yourself, the more light that take in. You will be able to tap into more of the spectrum of light. Because right now a lot of us don't tap into the full spectrum. When you take in light, you refract the light with your retina. So which means that it's a part of the spectrum that you're not receiving, because when you refract the light, you're bending it.
Right.
So which is what creates the optical illusion that we see today, because you're bending the light. And this is why we must elevate, because consciousness is the only thing that can transcend this illusion in time. And when you start to raise your consciousness and you start to elevate yourself, it produces more neuromelanin in the brain, which is consciousness and soul, which gives you the ability to be able to reduce this illusion and to be able to see past it. And that's also tapped into your pineal gland, your hypothalamus gland, and your pituitary gland. Those are your 3 spiritual glands that's in your brain. That's your Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Okay, now. Okay, we tap it into the anatomy and the physiology. Now, so when you talk about these particular parts of the brain, right, and the certain glands that you just mentioned, these glands correspond to the upper chakras as well, right?
Exactly. And they're connected to the Giza pyramids. The 3
Well, go on ahead now. Hold on now. You're going to have to tap it. Hold on now. So what you mean by that?
The 3 Giza pyramids, they represent the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus gland, and the pineal gland. That show Asar, Aset, and Heru, which is connected to Orion, which is the great mother. That's connected to the belt. All right. And that belt is the 3 queens. That's the matriarch. Right.
Okay, no.
That's connected to the divine feminine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
yeah.
Yep. So that's connected to our power. And it's a story that talks about how Hercules went to war with the Amazon women, and how he went and stole the belt from them. The belt was the Orion belt constellation. It was the Orion belt. That was the power he took from the Amazon women. That's our power.
Very interesting that you said that. Okay, because check this out, right? In the sky, when you're looking at certain planetary alignments, right? I think there's a program that can actually draw out the mythological figures by the star alignments. And there's a particular alignment from Orion that's figured like a man. And I think he's holding a club. And it looks like he's trying to hit Taurus, the bull, and the 7 sisters of Pleiades, right? So when you're saying about Hercules went to war with the Amazonian women, it seems to me that this war was written in the sky when you look at this figure of this man holding this club and look like he's trying to strike. The bull look like it's charging him, right? and in the constellation of Taurus. That's basically what they're showing.
That's the
But
bull.
within the
Yeah.
Ashe, right? And
Yeah.
so the depiction looks like that the bull is fighting with whoever this is holding the club. So when you said that the Amazons went to war with Hercules, that's the first image that I seen since you were talking about the Orion's belt and the war that went on with Hercules. So I find that very fascinating, and how this is actually depicted in the sky when you look at that. So, speaking of mythology, um, let's tap into to what we talking about with the primordial goddess. What does that mean to you?
Well, she is the great mother, and she is us. We are a manifestation of her in the physical form. We represent the great mother. Every divine feminine, every melanated god and goddesses, we represent her, even the males, but specifically the females. We represent her in the flesh. And she is the beginning of all. She is chaos. Chaos is the principle and the origin of all things. And from chaos brought forth everything. We come from chaos, the triple blackness of space. And everything started with the triple blackness of space, which is chaos. The primordial waters, or the primordial seas, or the primordial waters of chaos.
Interesting.
So she is supreme.
So you know there's a big thing going on about in zodiac, whether the 12 signs or the 13 signs, right? I don't know if you're familiar with that. So when I look at it this way, I'm like, I still getting a little feedback. The 13 signs basically is the great mother and the 12 archetypes of her daughters that's represented through the 12 signs of the zodiac. All right, so you can look at 13 as you, or you could look at 13 as her, and the spinoff of her are the 12 different archetypes of the daughters that she had. So just tying that into what you were saying about primordial and waters, right? And air. All the 4 cardinal points, you could connect that to all things primordial, meaning the beginning or the essence of it all. So out of this, shout out to I Am God Frequency. She had tapped in about the primordial mist is what we're witnessing with this fog. Some people think it's geo-engineered or it's man-made. But her whole take, I hope she joins us a little later on tonight. She talks about the primordial mist, how this is what appears before the gods appear. Is from out the waters. And I live by the water. I live by the ocean, and you can see things coming, these clouds coming from off the waters. And she was like, well, this is the primordial mist. So this would always appear before the gods appear. So I found that from her standpoint to be very, very interesting in her take on what's happening. And this term primordial is being floating around a lot again. It's being rebirthed. It's being brought to the surface, which to me is triggering this awakening. It's triggering more of us tapping in and realizing who we are. So if you want to, tap into that, expound on that. What do you think about that?
Now, when you was talking about the constellations and I thought about the temple Dendra over in Egypt. And it is this temple is dedicated to Hathor and Horus. Keep in mind that Hathor is just another aspect of Isis. She is also, she represents the feminine principle as well. And in this temple is also called the birthing temple, which is the creation story in Kemet. And it's this disc, and inside of this disc is all the 12 constellations. It's the 12 zodiac signs, and in the center is the hippopotamus. But on the outside of this disc, you have 4 pillars, and these 4 pillars represents, of course, the 4 seasons, but they are also the divine feminine, which is the great mothers that's holding up these constellations. Now, on the ceiling of the temple, you have Newt that's sitting over that's sitting over the constellations, right? And she has the stars inside of her. I'm gonna hit that in a second. But she's sitting over, which she is also considered another aspect of the Great Mother. And inside I would say the Great Mothers, the four pillars, there is a falcon head god, which is Horus. So it's four pillars, but in the center of them, right, is Horus, which represents the sun, right? So the hippopotamus, she represents also Hathor. She has the horns and she has the Ankh in her hand. And she's symbolic of Horus, I mean, not Horus, but of Hathor. But of course, the horse, she is the hippopotamus, she is fierce, she's fierce, you know what I'm saying? And she fight for her babies, you know, so which represents the melanated woman. Right. But
isn't she also holding a machete in there? Like, wasn't there a machete or a cleaver?
She's strong, you know, hippopotamus stay strong, so that's definitely representing the melanated woman. But she is the hippopotamus, she is the prototype of all of the Great Mothers. She's the prototype. The Great Mother also, she represents the cow. Hathor, she also represents the cow. The hippopotamus also is another representation of the divine feminine. The typhon, which is the Typhonian and the Draconian, which taps into the realm of the Great Mother, or the realm of the where they worship female deities, excuse me. But yeah, so that's tapped into that. But it just goes to show you that how the feminine principle governs the entire universe. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Governs everything. And even all the way down to the animal kingdom. I mean, we are the creators, we are the nurturers. Everything is connected to us, even the earth that we on. This is Tiamat, this is Mother Ka, this is the dragon. You're on the dragon. You've been riding the dragon back for a long time. And you've been riding the dragon back. You've been on it. You are the baby dragons. Keep in mind.
Baby dragons. Let me ask you. This drag. Let's stick with the dragon for a little bit, because dragons are they have a bad rap, so to speak. You know, dragon. They would. So let's talk about Tiamat for a second, because when I started getting into the mythologies of Tiamat and reading the stories of Marduk and Enki and Enlil and all of this and all of these things, my whole depiction is this about it. My whole perception is this. It was like, why is everybody people, but when it comes to Tiamat, she's a dragon? Now, are all of them fighting a dragon, or were they fighting over a woman named Tiamat? And these dragons, or these creatures, were actually here, the protectors of this realm that she used or utilized to start when she started conjuring what she needed to conjure to fight these beings that came here invading her. Or was she the actual dragon?
You got to understand that the Kundalini energy is the dragon energy. That's the pipeline energy. It's connected. It's all intertwined. A serpent, the Kundalini energy is described as a serpent at the root. And as that serpent begins to mature, it grows wings and it turns into a dragon. That's us, as serpent people. So it does not necessarily mean that she was an actual dragon, but they did actually exist, because we could shapeshift into dragons. That's a part of our power. You understand what I'm saying? So you have reptilians on the planet. You have the Pleiadians. You have the Greys. These beings actually do exist. They in the underworld. And the duet talks about how these different beings exist down here in the underworld. You got to keep in mind that in the beginning was darkness. Everything started with darkness. Ask yourself, what was that darkness? That was chaos. That's the divine feminine energy. Everything came from chaos. But out of that darkness came light. Well, what was that light? That was the matrix. That was the whole entire matrix that was created. What is the matrix? Matrix means Ma. It means mother. It means womb. The matrix was created by the divine feminine. So we're talking about the underworld here, where we exist. This light that you see is not the original light. It's artificial light. The real light is actually darkness, which is the primordial cosmic light, which is where we come from. Now,
Indeed.
darkness is a part of our ancient wisdom, but we tend to turn from it because we have been told that it's evil, which in all actuality is not essentially evil. It is divine. And that is tapped into the divine feminine energy. That's the kundalini, which is the left-hand path.
Okay, now.
You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I say.
We
Yeah.
are dragons. Dragons do exist, and a lot of them are probably in hideout, just like the giants. They still exist. All of this stuff is real. You're in the shadow realm. This is a melanated, this is a carbonated realm. Okay, you're not in the real world. So everything that exists here does not exist in the real world. It exists here. So all the beings is here. The Anunnaki, the reptilians, they all are here. And the war that took place on Sirius and Orion, it took place here, just in another dimension. We're talking about frequency. Because you're on Sirius. Keep in mind that our central sun is the black hole. That's the celestial egg where everything stems from. That is Sirius, the dog star. That's the sun behind our sun. So you're on Sirius. You're just in a falling state of Sirius.
Whoa. You know, so you said, okay, check this. You said a lot. Let me see if I can unpack a little bit here at a time and digest some of this. You said that the Great War happened here, but in a different dimension.
In a different dimension.
Expound on that a little bit for me and the people in the back, because this is no okay, and also on tag on top of that, in a different dimension, because dream states. Some of us are dreaming and we waking up with scars and stuff on. We waking up with cuts and bruises. Some of us in these dream states. So when you do go to sleep, you're actually traveling in different dimensions. Do you think the war ever ended?
No, the war never ended. We just took a detour. It's because what happened is all the gods that was in the higher realms all fell here. The story of Lucifer was us. When they say it took 1/3 of the stars ain't stars, they're souls that came into dropped into the physical bodies. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what represents with the divine feminine over the earth. She has stars inside her body. That's the etheric realm. That's where the souls is at. So the soul dropped into the physical bodies and needed a gateway, which is melanin. You understand what I'm saying? So when we came from the celestial waters, the sea, the water represents spirit. The spirit already came with the body, which animated the body. But the soul had to drop down in the body. So when they say we were earthborn, we were born here on this earth, but the soul had to drop down here, which is the soul is God.
I say, you know what? Where is my bomb? Hold on. God damn it. I've got to put my sound effects just don't be working. I'll be trying to get bombs and guns and bullets. Sister, hold up. So now when they say the fallen angels, because there's a lot of mythology. So check this out. There's a lot of mythology going on to scare us away from a lot of things that you said. You mentioned Lucifer. And I was told Lucifer was a woman. You mentioned the fallen angels. I mean, the fallen, and we needed the body and the melanin, and we the gods and all of this and different dimensional wars. And I'm spinning right now. Hold on. I don't even know what I'm spinning. I'm going around and around out here. So let's start with Lucifer. Let's just go there, because Lucifer. No, check this out. I heard this guy say this one time. He was saying, when people were like, "Oh, you're a light worker. You're a light worker. You're a light worker." He said, "No, I actually work with the shadow." Right? He said, "Many of you were calling on you, saying you're light workers. Lucifer was a light worker." Right? He said, "I work with the shadow." So this is a good little segue into, you break down to me what Lucifer is, because we was all taught that Lucifer was the devil, right? Lucifer was evil. Lucifer is Satan.
Now Lucifer became Satan after the fall. Lucifer is Lucy. She is the oldest bones that they have found here on this planet. That's the divine feminine. Keep in mind, we were here first. That's the matriarch. The woman was here first before we gave birth to the masculine. But the reason why we brought the masculine into existence, because we needed to be protected. The masculine in us was considered one in the beginning. The separation took place after we were invaded. That's the war that took place in the heavens. The war between Michael and Lucifer is the war between the masculine and the feminine. Michael represented the masculine, and Lucifer is the feminine, and it's the war between the divine feminine and the masculine.
Oh, you about to make a lot of people mad around here. You about to get all the panties in a bunch.
Lucy is the pineal gland, which is the transmitter of etheric light, the receiver, transmitter, the receiver of etheric light and transmitter of etheric light. So the thing is, Lucifer is also called the Eye of Shiva. That's another name for the pineal gland, the Eye of Shiva. And Shiva means the destroyer. But you should actually know the destroyer of what? People get the concept mixed up because we're talking metaphysics and esoteric knowledge here. So when we're talking about the destroyer, her destructive power, which is the pineal gland, is what tears down the illusions. That's why they said when the pineal gland opens up, the appearance of the real of the illusionary world starts to fade away. Because why? The consciousness come online, the soul come online. And what happens is the illusionary world, which is this construct, start to become reduced. And you start to be able to see straight through this construct and see through the spectrum. When you couldn't see the things that you couldn't see. So keep in mind that the pineal gland is the eye to the unseen. You begin to see the unseen. And keep in mind, your physical eyes became a hindrance to you when you came here. First, your pineal gland was open, but your spiritual center shut down, your pineal gland shut down, which was your third eye. And guess what opened up? Your two physical eyes. That's the matrix. Understand, when you take in light, you refract the light. When you refract it, you bend it, which creates an optical illusion. The illusion that you see today. That's the illusion. Yeah. So when your eyes open, you automatically activated the matrix. You automatically activated the illusion. So that's why you must open up your pineal gland so that way you can be able to see through the illusion. But she is the destroyer, and she uses her destructive powers to tear down the illusion.
Yo,
pineal gland.
Crazy. So you know what, Shiva, when I was you tapped into that Asian culture. All of these cultures or have this prophecy that these gods will be returning. Now, in a way, are they returning or are they just awakening in us?
The gods,
because we're already here from what you're talking about. Like, we already up in here.
The thing is, let me just touch on this and I'm gonna get on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Of the Great Mother has been here for thousands of years, way before the white man stepped on the scene.
Or it was here, for that matter.
So keep that in mind.
True.
So now, all of these gods that we talking about, Tahuti, Osiris, Tefnut, the E9 gods, all of that, right? None of these gods exist. They are none other than aspects of you. They're coming through you. You are the gateway. That is your neural melanin. Okay, that's the black dot. That's the locus coeruleus, which is the blue spot in your brain. Okay, that's why second she had an ankh in her hand and she had a lotus in her hand. That represents neuromelanin. The lotus represents neuromelanin because that is the gateway. So none of these guys exist. They exist in you. They are different aspects of you.
Yes,
you are the God that you see. There is no one but you.
Thank you.
All of this was preserved in Egypt, in Kemet. I'm going to say Kemet. All of it was preserved in Kemet, and a lot of this stuff was taught in the ancient schools, the mystery schools, to raise up our children and to let our children know who they were, to educate them about the chakra systems, the murmurs, which is the 360 energy points that you have in your body, which is connected to consciousness. They knew about the 160 chakras in the 7 major ones. So it's just a lot of things that we would teach our children. Hey, you are God.
Yes,
you want to know? Go look in the mirror. So that's what the mystery school is about. Was teaching our children and raising up gods, and the church is none other than a knockoff version of it.
Or no, to rock the gods to sleep. That's what the church is. To rock you right to sleep, to give you the communion and the drinking the wine and the bread and the participate in the ritual of cannibalism. It's all opposite to what. And it's so now you got me thinking now, because listen, Because everybody told me, oh, you got to do the shadow work. You got to do the shadow work. You got to clean your shadow to ascend. And, you got to step into the light, and this and that and the other. Now, according to this, should we be embracing our shadow? Should we be tapping in more into the shadow? And is the shadow, I think that's what you said, is directly connected to the neuromelanin?
Yeah, your shadow is your double. That's your double. That is none other than your melanin. No soul, no shadow, no God. If you don't have no shadow, there's no God. And the shadow is another word for melanin. So it is important that you get acquainted with your shadow, because that is your double. And that is your power.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
they call evil to turn you away from your actual power.
Ain't that some shit? I
That's
mean, hey, they demonized everything else. Goddamn. I mean, why not? Why not make that your wow? Like you making me wonder. Like, never mind. I'm gonna keep that to myself. Listen, look at y'all. Let me say this. You cracking open some domes right now. I told y'all earlier we're gonna crack this firmament right now. All right, because we dropping some knowledge and some heat and some wisdom that most people are afraid to tap into. They tell us to stay away from these things. They always trying to keep us away from our true divinity, our true power, our true essence, our true light. Who we got in here? Oh shit! I told y'all we gonna get lit tonight. I got some other people in here, but hold on. I'm getting excited. Like my sister Priestess says, what you say, sister? I'm twisting your sister. I said, matter of fact, hold on. I'm ready to bring our set in here in a minute, because I know she had the edge of her seat, but I want you to finish your point before I bring on our set, because listen, you dropped the whole course right here. And I kind of want to stay here for a minute, because it's so imperative to know everyone's looking for this superpower, right? Everyone's looking, when are we going to get activated? When are we going to get our superpower, right? And it's that side of you, maybe, kind of, could be, that you've been running from this whole time.
It's the darkness that you got to run to, because it's the divine. It's spirit. And so if you running away from darkness, you basically running away from yourself.
Check this out.
Because that's where you come from. You come from the triple blackness of space. So why are you running from darkness?
Why are you running from yourself?
You're supposed to embrace that. The truth, they should fear you and what you could become. And that's what it is. They fear what you can become. That's why they demonize your divinity, your essence, and who you truly are. Like I said, Satan ain't none other than your lower self. Satan is divinity, which is Set. That's one of the divinities, one of the cosmic divinities. And Satan ain't nothing but a metaphor for an individual that's ignorant. That's it. An individual that lost his way.
Damn.
And it's your job to raise that divinity up, to wake him up and subdue him, so that way you can become soul food. Because your lower self, your higher self, represents Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, because your body is Egypt. You represents Egypt. The body, on a metaphysical tip, the body is called Egypt.
Okay, now, what do you say to those that are saying that where we are right now in the Americas predate Egypt, like this Atlantis realm over here? And there seems to be this division going on between Atlantis and Egypt. And Atlantis gave birth to Egypt, and that whole thing that's going on right now about the indigenous ones over here in America. This is really Atlantis. This is Tahuti. This is his thing over here, and over there you had Amun-Ra. So, what do you say to that?
Well, Amun-Ra is the hidden one, which is the hidden God, which is the soul. That's the sleeping Buddha that rests in the tomb, which is your body. So you must raise up and awaken and resurrect this God within you. So Amun-Ra is just the hidden one. And as far as Kemet, what you got to understand is when the primordial sea first gave birth to everything, the first thing that came up out the waters was America. We the first landmass that came up out of the water, and this is a scientific fact. Every other landmass came up after. They don't like to talk about that, but this was the first land to come up out the waters. We are the cradle of civilization. It is not a Keelan, which is Africa. We are. We are indigenous to this land. We are the indigenous Indians. We are the Atlanteans, and we are the original Egyptians, the Kemetic people. That's us. Kemet, the black land. That is the land that you own right now. You in Egypt. You ain't never left Egypt. And Memphis used to be the capital of Egypt. That's Ptah. That deals with Ptah, Segment, and Nefertiti. They used to be the capital, and that's Memphis.
Oh, so, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't let my sound effects mess you up. I'm sorry.
So what you got to understand is all of this is here. The Nile River, all of that. And
all of it
is even here. All of the land is here. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, they want to derail you to have you looking across sea, but across the land is just an emulation of what's here. They emulated everything to confuse you, but everything is right here. This is the root chakra. What you got to understand, Mount Shasta, which is over in California, which is Queen Khalifa, which is the Amazon women, right? Which was the queen of the Amazon women.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That was a land of nothing but women before everything hit, and they was warriors.
Yeah, I know. Yes, ma'am.
On the land. That's the land Mount Shasta is at, which is the root chakra. That means the Kundalini energy permeates across this land. This is why we the most woke ones, because this is the land of the gods. The Kundalini is the dragon energy. That's the serpent energy. We are the dragon people, the serpent people. This is why we so woke, and we waking up everybody else in the world, and everybody else still sleep, because we sitting right with the root chakra. This is the cradle.
I say, shout out to the root chakras. Shout out. Listen, some heat. I told y'all, family. I told y'all this is gonna be some heat here tonight. Put a 1 in the chat if you feeling this information. Put a 1 in the chat. No, put some fire emojis. Put some fire emojis if you know this show is lit, if it's fire. And if you're organic to the planet, if you're organic to the earth, put them globes up. Put them globes up. Put them globes up. And if you know you didn't come here on no boat, put them feathers up. Put them feathers up. Put them feathers up. And if you know that the sun is your friend, put them suns up. Put them suns up. Put them suns up. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate everybody in the building. Listen, thank you. Thank you all for being here, getting this information from a divine feminine perspective. This knowledge is needed, especially coming from us. Okay? We need to awaken the rest of the sisters in here. We need to share it alive. Share it alive. Like and share it alive. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? Listen, I'm going to bring, without further ado, I'm going to bring on another sister to bring, I'm right now. Like, I'm really excited in here. This is so much fun. This is right up my alley. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Sister Priestess. I said, amen. You need to come on in here, Mike.
All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good evening, priestesses. Yo, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I've never met this sister before, but I'm going to say it. You said you ain't going to say it. She got me over here pinching my nipples. I don't even want to speak because, yo, she's saying it all. Cosign to the ninth power, every goddamn thing.
Yeah.
What else can I say? She done said what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Sister,
I am so honored to meet you. Where the hell have you been all my life? You know what I'm saying? It's where have I been? Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh my goddess. Yeah.
Yeah. We tapping into the primordial goddess energy
of
the year. Okay.
Yes.
Me and you had a little conversation earlier. We was talking about the frequency, right? We was talking about tapping into that Heka.
Yes, yes. The frequency on this planet has definitely changed. I have
Ashe.
never in all my 40 years on this path felt anything like this. It's like in the middle of 2022, like something happened. And you
Mm,
can't even explain it because it's
mm,
frequency, energy, and vibration. Everything looks the same, but it's different. You can
yeah.
just be sitting and you get hit with a certain frequency and it
Yeah.
takes you in. And even if it just lasts for 3 seconds, that 3 seconds feel like about a half an hour where you're in this different realm. And it
Yeah.
just, it's like, whoa, man.
You're getting resequenced. Your DNA is
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it's reprogrammed. It's reactivating. We
Man,
getting
listen, I can't even put on my
upgraded.
white girl weather voice. You know what I'm saying? The raw Jamaican jump out. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yo,
Listen,
this
bring it.
frequency, man, this
Yeah.
frequency is different. And I was talking to you earlier about, I was just, when I tap into the primordial realm, because
Yeah.
we were the first species
I
here.
say. I say.
You know what I'm saying? And
I
this is
say.
our planet. The
Indeed.
reality is the natural order is matriarchy. And this is
Mm,
the whole thing is the divine feminine, the cosmic, universal,
I say.
celestial,
I say.
ancestral.
Pick
It's
one.
all
Pick one.
primordial. And so
Yes.
at the end of the day, now she has, you know, increased her frequency. And,
Right.
and and you was telling me it's up to us to flow with it.
You
You know
got
what I'm
to.
saying?
I say. You better
Yeah, because
rise
I'm
with it.
like, yo, man, this frequency is so intense that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
Neo in the Matrix when he was just like, whoa. Every day I get up, I'm amazed.
Indeed. 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 So I want to ask you, sister, about when you were saying this is the time for us to tap into a Heka.
Yes.
Break that down for me. Break that down for those who don't even know what
This
that
is,
means in the
yes,
building.
this is the sacred utterance.
Mm.
This is like, and listen, even though I'm one of the biggest occultists on the planet, my first bust down is the Bible because them ain't nothing but books of sorcery.
Yes,
When
do
it
that.
says
Do
life
that.
and death
Do that.
is because people don't understand the Bible. First of all, we wrote the Bible, the
That's
ancient
right.
sibyls
I
and our
say.
foremothers, and it
I
was just
say.
hijacked. Things were taken out and put in and twisted,
Remix.
to put us to sleep.
They did the
But
Puff
these are
Daddy.
books of spells and sorcery. And if
Yeah.
you know how to use them, you can actually unlock the Heka. And when it talks about life and death is in the power of the tongue,
Woo.
that's like going back when the Kemites was talking about the sacred Heka, the
Mm.
sacred utterance. When you
I
say
say.
something, it has to manifest. And this is where we're at now because we ain't got to do no big ritual. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Right.
that's been done by our ancestors and it's all
Yeah.
in the ether.
I
We
say.
are in the age of Heka, of
Mm.
Mhm.
speech. And you were talking about the left-hand path earlier. I'm looking at the tree of life behind me. Us
Yeah.
cancers, we're on the left-hand path. Well,
Yeah, man.
everyone, yeah, we're in Bina and Gabora, which is Saturn and Mars.
Yes.
And the age of
Woo.
Aquarius is the age of the Saturn. This is the
Yes.
return of like the crone mother.
Facts.
You
Yep.
understand? And when we become activated, we tap in. When I look, I see our crown chakra. It's like spiraling, going up into that triple
Yeah.
darkness. And it's like
Indeed.
we we have it all in us. We
That's
came
right.
here with the seeds,
I
and
say.
all you got to do is water these seeds till it grow into a plant, into a full-grown tree that
Right.
bears your spiritual fruit. Once you get them fruits, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
right now, we are in the age of where, I was looking at this movie earlier on YouTube. I put it on my community
And it
page.
risk.
The Planet
Oh
Risk,
shit.
the full movie.
That's Dr. York shit right there.
Yeah, Dr. York, you know, and you know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can't do nothing with the prophet because a lie them a tell, you know, and it's
Right.
like Papa said, how long shall they kill our prophet? You know, while we
Right.
stand aside and look, because I said a
Right.
while back, when the super niggas become activated, all it's gonna take is a glance. I'll give you an example. Like I was saying, me and one of my younger priests in my circle was talking, and we're talking about China. We're in the age of minimalism.
Okay.
The age of capitalism, imperialism, greed, all of that is done. It's
Done
done.
with.
And these
Yes.
motherfuckers are hanging on with Kung Fu death grip. But guess what? You can hang on all you want. It's done. And I
Right on.
said, you know, why we need more Timu, China and their greed and all of this. And I was
Right.
like, well, you know, pardon my friend, fuck them hoes. They can get hit with a earthquake. How about a couple of days later, an earthquake, 7 point something hit Tibet, and a Timu factory went up in flames just by the word.
By the word you speak
And this
into
is
existence.
what it is now, because they know we
Yeah.
don't need no guns, none
No.
of that. We are the weapon.
Right.
Your mouth is the
Right.
weapon. Your eye is the
Yes.
weapon. You
Yes.
can just, it's like the movie The Planet Risk, when you were talking about just sensing things through your intuition. You will know,
I
because
say.
we are already tapped in. And like you
Yeah.
said, going back to the priestess earlier, when she was talking about, you know, folks running from their darkness, this is why they demonize. But it's all about balance, because listen, you can't have that. That's why they, you know, love your oppressor and bless those who curse you. Why would I do that? That's
Right.
insanity to me. You know what I'm saying? But I have to make sure that I balance the Setian part of me so it doesn't take over, because everything in this universe is about balance. I mean,
Right.
when you look at Mother Earth and it's a tornado, is that not violence? Is an
Nature is
earthquake
very
not
violent.
violent?
Nature is
It's violent.
extremely violent.
It's
Yes.
nature.
I say.
Yeah. And
Yes,
so
it
at
is.
the end of the day, we have all of that inside of us, but
Mhm.
it's about the balance.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. That my art.
That
That
my
my
eye.
art. I say. I
Because
say.
listen, even with my eye, don't she weighs your heart against a feather?
That's
And if
right.
it's heavier than the feather, it goes in the pool with Sebek. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? It goes to
You eat that
Sebek.
joint. I say. Yes, it
That's it.
does. Yes, it
So you
does.
have to have that balance. And a lot of people, they don't want to see us embrace our dark side.
Yeah. We
They
gotta
want us
echo.
to be the docile Negroes, because we have been the docile Negroes. That's
Right.
how so much fuckery was able to take place and still continue to take place. But once we stop being the docile Negroes and embrace that inner Setian, that inner Leviathan, that inner Lucy,
Listen,
okay?
folks don't want to talk about that now. You
Okay?
talking about the devil now. You talking Jesus don't
Yeah.
like that talk.
Yeah, okay? And what is the devil? The devil is also us. It's
We
all
the
a
gods and the
part
devil.
of
Right.
us.
We one and the same. The
Yeah,
left
we
and
one
right.
in the same.
Can't have a left without the right. Can't have a
That's
right
it.
without the left.
That's
Or up
it.
or without a down. We
That's
all
it.
of it. We all of it. We've been working 180. We haven't been working 360.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And it's time now,
indeed.
because the age of Saturn, you know what I'm saying? This is the age of where you take your power back. Now you step
The
into your
enforcer.
full power.
I say Saturn is you're right, because Saturn is the traditional ruler
Right. And don't they
of
call
Aquarius.
Saturn Satan?
They sure
Okay.
do. They sure
Okay.
do. Flip a letter around the two. Flip a letter around the two. We in the season of Saturn right now. And
And
Saturn
we
is
are the
transiting
ancient
Pisces.
Sibyls that was
I say,
reincarnated and sent down from Saturn's heavens.
you better say all of it. You better say it again.
Yeah. That's it now. That's it.
Wait, straight fire. I want y'all to know. I gotta put my glasses on for this one here. Look, y'all, I told you the show was finna be lit. I'm gonna take you off of mute, the messenger. I told you, because you had some background going on. The show was finna be lit. Okay. So Saturn, I'm gonna tap into that. I'm gonna put you back on mute a second. Saturn, the power of Saturn, the Lord of the Rings, all the different dimensional planes that's within the rings of Saturn. Saturn is the enforcer.
Yes.
See, Ma'at creates the law. Saturn
Yeah.
enforces the law.
Yes.
Okay. Saturn energy, crone mother, absolutely. Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius as well as Capricorn.
Yes.
So it's the energy of divine feminine and divine masculine. Is when she goes into the Aquarian energy. Now, I ain't gonna say, well, shit, I'm gonna say that. A lot of people don't understand. So Aquarian, Uranus, Saturn energy is so multidimensional and it's very androgynous energy as well. Okay. So this is why you're seeing a lot of what you've seen a lot of, because there is a lot of the feminine energy that is pulsating through. Now, when Saturn comes on the scene, Saturn deals with karma, whether good or not so good, depending on your deeds, right? Saturn also represents structure and discipline.
Yes.
And if you a disciplined short disciple, however you want to put it, the disc I pull. Shout out to the brother Johnson. Breaks down the disciples by the disc in the spine. I got to bring him on. This boy's phenomenal. Anyway, all this to say is this: everyone is all hip hop parade about going into Aquarius, but this is when you have to show extreme discipline. You have to show structure. You have to deal with your karma, right? And you also have to put in the work in order for you to achieve greatness. And that is the power of Saturn, because Saturn rules success. It rules greatness. It sits at the top of the chart, meaning the mountain, the goat, the greatest of all times. It has to but there's levels to this shit. You just can't giddy up and get there. You're going to have to put in the work. And it also rules the elderly. And she said the crone mother. So what we're seeing is a manifestation of all of this coming forth now. This is the chaos that the messenger was talking about. We're in the midst of chaos now because this is about to become another rebirth. Shout out to Scorpio. We're about to be transformed. Shout out to Pluto. Pluto just crossed over, went into Capricorn during the 2020 thing in Western astrology. Eastern astrology, it just went into Aquarius, right? Or is it still in Aquarius? All this to say, everything is going to be affecting us on a global scale, on a generational scale. The things that's happening to us now will affect us for generations to come. And those of us standing here at the forefront, holding the scepter, holding the torch, we usher in this new age.
Yes.
And there was a sister by the name of Fleur Boone that said that the ambassadors of this realm will be the women. Shout out to we was always the ambassadors, but I think we got hijacked. But we was always the ambassadors. All right, so
we're coming and we're coming back in because when it talks about Nikola Tesla, if you want to understand the universe, think about in frequency, energy, and vibration. That's us, the mother, 3, 6, and 9, maiden, number 3, 6, the mother, 9, the crone. Frequency, energy, and vibration. That's all of us. And it encompasses, this is nothing but a giant womb, a super consciousness.
Yeah.
Indeed. Man, fire. What do you say?
No, I said, that's the womb, the mind, the mother. We inside the womb.
Yeah.
Indeed. We're gonna keep the party going. We're gonna bring on another guest that I have in the building. You ready, sis? You ready? Her name is Jazzy Davis. So I ran across this sister. I was doing a live on TikTok. And so she came in and she started dropping some heat. Like she was dropping some gems up in here. I'm like, hold up. and she was bringing out verses and shit. And she was like, why does it say this in here and verse and this and this and that? Literally, y'all don't know about this. Yo, she was dropping some heat. So I'm going to bring on to the stage. I want to welcome you, Jazzy Davis in the building. Come on in here and keeping on. We're going to keep the vibe going. I appreciate you. So thank you for joining us. And so introduce yourself to the crowd. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, what you represent in here. What you about to, what can you add to the bill today?
Well, first of all, good evening, ladies. I am so honored, of course, to be on your show. I'm wearing my dragon hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing behind the dragon. We all know who that dragon is. One of I'm a studier of theology, a huge studier of theology, and in almost every book you could think of, from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Maccabee, the Book of the Dead, the Nag Hammadi, the Gnostic Gospels. I'm a searcher of knowledge. I read tarot cards. I'm a spiritualist. Recently come across finally a divine name for us, which shout out to my homegirl Akasha Asi, and from Akashi's Sacred Places. Wanted to show her out because I know she's out there watching.
Shout out.
She's gonna put you on to the Sibyls. If we never knew who we were, you find it along the way. And of course, you know, first we got to give the big shout out to the Black woman. We know that they came first. There are other Sibyls that, you know, may not be Black. That seed has traveled, because what it is divine DNA. And we walked, we escaped, we had to flee, we were in exile, we were being chased, and we still carry with us all of the spiritual knowledge, genetic memory of the thing. A lot of us are still prophets, and so I wanted to talk on Sibyls for her, because I just discovered it recently, and they were saying that a lot of the Sibyls, you'll find they tend to live in the hoods, in the ghettos. And back in the day, they were in the mountains and in the caves, and they chose that. They chose that life because it was just like a humble life, where they were just in touch with God. But moving forth, we're gonna get back onto our girl Tiamat, because that is the mother god. That is my main study. I know the Mona Lisa, that's where she comes from. And this is the original text, right? This is the original before our Bibles came along. And really pretty much what the story is, if you want to know about her, she is the original. She's the original chaos, the dark water. She's what they call the demiurge. So see, previous to her, and I got like a kind of a little picture here to show you an example. Maybe you'll understand. So the difference between the original source god, which is the Manad, right? That is like where everything comes from. But the Manad's actions come out through the demiurge. I tried to like write it down to explain it to you better, but I drew a little picture. And if you see, like in ancient Egypt, this is the symbol for God. And then as you see, like it goes into a G shape. So it's like it started to move, it started to vibrate. It's all in the dark. No, I did it in the light, but like the sister was saying, the messenger was saying, it really is like a dark light. It's hard to explain. We can't explain it, but the creatures that are deep in the ocean, they understand. They're moving around in it, right? The deepest, right. There's a deepest, darkest ocean, and then there's a deepest, darkest ocean above us, which is the firmament that we're about to talk on as well, right?
Right on.
On the story of creation, just to try to give people a little bit of an example in my extensive studies, because I'm so obsessive, I kept getting this symbol in my mind, in my prayers and in my meditation. God is always showing me things that I don't understand, and then it'll come to me in a book or whatever that I start to read, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, there it is. But she showed it to me in motion. And what it was, picture this in the dark though, right? So this is the source, this is the Manad, and then this would be Tiamat, that circle going around it, you see? So everything comes from her. She started like as a vibrating pulse. She started to wiggle. Yes. And you can look it up. You can see it in the Egyptian. It represents God. It represents gold. It is the ultimate source, like supreme source. There is no name. There is no sex for it. It is just like, Yeah, you could look it up. Give me that little black dot right there.
Yeah, I got you. It kind of remind
And
me
then
of the
y'all know that symbol
Fibonacci.
right there, right? The golden ratio. Y'all know
Yeah,
the
I just
symbol, right?
said that. Yeah, I just said it
Yeah,
reminds me
the
of the
golden ratio.
Fibonacci. I say, yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
So
So you said you wanted to go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead, baby. Ask me a question. That'll keep me
You said
from.
you wanted to relate that, I guess, to the firmament.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, well, in regards to Tiamat now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to explain what that snail-like symbol is, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we became like the spirit is moving faster, and the flesh, anything of the flesh or the material is a slowed down version of. So when it's cooled down and slowed down. So the divine feminine through parthenogenesis, we know, if you study science, you know God's female because XX came first.
I say,
XX created XY.
indeed.
So therefore, if we're made in the image of God, then God is female because we came first. Through parthenogenesis, she procreated herself. But along the way, when she was moving in that ultimate darkness, the monad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That spiral that she made became like a snail shell. And that shell, think about our eggs. Think about our skin. Our skin protects our soul. Our egg protects the soul inside, right? The shell did the same. And eventually out of that shell, it came a snake. Like the slug, it turned into a snake, which like we said, it turned into our dragon. It grew wings and it turned into our phoenix. But yes.
Okay.
So
these are the stages. These are
our
little
stages
evolutionary stages of our being. So
God also evolved because that was one of the things that I meditated on a lot because I had to have an understanding of what the knowledge, the wisdom that God was sending me. God, just like us, we're made in the image of God. God also, evolved and grew over billions of years. And that's how you become the ultimate wisdom, the first emanation. You have to understand that Tiamat is considered the demiurge, though. So
why is she considered that? Why is she considered the demiurge? Why
that is the name that they give her, the demiurge. If you study her, she's the demiurge. She's not
what does that mean? Divine demiurge. What does that what does that mean?
So the demiurge is, matter of fact, let me just pull it up for you real quick in my studies. Demiurge is basically the first emanation of God, to put it without looking it up and getting us off track. So if you study in the Pinsta Sophia or any other of the Gnostic Gospels, esoteric books, the first emanation of God is feminine. It's out there. And so what it means, the first way that God expresses herself, the first action of God is feminine. So the first creation of God, or way that God expressed God's self from that utter darkness, utter like void, is really, so she's dark water. And you notice if you read the Anu Malish, the way they keep describing her, it's water. It's like it's the water. And he, like, when he kills her, I'm used to TikTok where you got to say unalives,
Right.
When he kills her, he uses her, like her blood, her tears became our Euphrates and our Tigris rivers, for example, right? Her body was used to make the earth.
So
in the book.
This is in the Enuma Elish. Is this what you're saying? Is that coming from that text?
Yes.
Because
she's the story of hers in the Enuma Elish.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit, because this was a massacre, basically, that has taken place with her from the Anunnakis, right? And
you know why?
Why?
So this had nothing to do with her, and this is how you see the pure evil against women. So she created her partner Abzu, and then from her and Abzu, they created other creatures together. And along the line, they had the god An, and then the god An, which would be the god of our world, an equivalent, right? The god An created his children, the Anunnaki. So the rest of the universe kept going to Abzu, her husband, because Tiamat, being a spirit, she apparently, from what they're saying in the book, she didn't seem to care what they were doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Think about like a grandmother or a mother whose kid could do no wrong, even though that kid is bad as hell. You know what I'm saying? That was her. So they kept going to the grandfather. They're like, the Anunnaki, they are terrorizing the whole universe. Like, we have to do something about it. And one of his children, which was Mumu, was like his wise counselor, right? So he's like, we got to kill them. So when this word gets to Tiamat, that they say, come, this is how you know that she was higher than them. Because they try to make it look in all these patriotic scriptures that Tiamat and Abzu were equal. They were not equal. Her name was the glistening one, the illuminated one. Or what else is glistening? The water, right?
Right.
So they had to go bow down to her to tell them their plan. They're like, oh, we can't get no rest. We can never sleep. Day and night, they're terrorizing the whole creation of the universe. So they said, we got to kill him. So she spazzed all the way out. She was like, in Drunken History version, she's like, you're not killing my fucking grandkids. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. We could chastise them in a graceful way. So they weren't hearing that. So the god Ea overheard the conversation of Absu planning to kill off the Anunnaki. So he went to the god An, and he was like, we're in great peril. He went to the god An and made plans, and they had Absu killed. So how they do it, they put him to sleep, and then they killed him. They let him get some rest, they let him get some sleep, and then they killed him. So now you got Tiamat pissed off because now you done killed her old man. You know what I mean? So now they get scared. So they go to the god An, and they're like, our lives are in peril. We done killed Abzu, and now we're as good as dead. And An is like, who could rise up against a god? Which man could rise up against a god? And they were like, it's not a man. And from when they said it's not a man, the god An knew, like, there was nothing he could do. Like, she's going to kill everybody. There's nobody that could come against her. She's the ultimate supreme power. She's parthenogenic. She'll make anything she wants out of herself. And by the way, if you look up any other parthenogenic creature, which is all female, only creatures that could procreate of themselves are female. Usually the most vicious ones of them all is cobra snakes, copperheads, sharks, like wasps. So think about Tiamat in that sense, like a shark in that water. Like, she's the one you don't want to play with. She's got venom in her. She got poison in her. So she had to, they had to band together and use all their power. And what I learned through studying it was her power was in her mouth. So remember, they say the words with God, and the word was God.
Yeah.
So I came to understand that, because she ended up making Abzu her after Abzu was dead, she created Kingu. And that's where we get the word king from. She put him in charge, she put him higher than everybody else, had the authorities, and she gave him the tablets of destiny, which would be our modern day Ark of the Covenant. So how they got him, they killed him, but what all the gods did in the universe is they put all their powers together, and they asked him to say a word. Now, if you read the Pinsta Sophia, it talks about the body being like a garment called a vesture. So to these species, these alien species, these godly species, or higher deities than us, our skin is just clothing. So they went to him and they said, basically, if you can, with your words, make this vesture, make this clothing, this garment appear and reappear, meaning become visible and invisible with just a word, you're the one. We can use you. So the man went go ahead. Ask questions.
So let me ask you this: out of all the stories that you're saying, if we can sum it up by saying this, like, how can we uncover more truths about ourselves by studying these ancient mythologies?
Well, the Amuna Leisha's got, I suggest everybody read it, because it does have the answers to all of your Christian questions. But as for the divine feminine, knowing that these patriotic gods that they're forcing on you is not the true gods. There's more information out there. There is a higher God. There is a higher source. There is a stronger power. The spirit is stronger than the flesh, which is why it was under attack. I was talking to you about that with Jesus and parthenogenesis, and the word virgin birth, parthenogenesis meaning virgin birth, and that his grandmother and his mother was parthenogenic, and it was very, very possible that Jesus also was a parthenogenetic female. Because the book of Leviticus says that the sacrifice for sin is an unblemished female. So female lamb. So I think that what we could learn from this is that there is a ultimate divine mother. This patriarchy, it's out the door with the patriarchy. It was forced upon us through brute violence. It's mostly built of lies. At the end, Marduk makes it look like he rebuilt the world, or he made man in his image, when man already existed. When all of this stuff happened, it was already created. And the woman was just scrubbed out for power. And there was an ultimate
now
powerful
that's the
woman.
one common thing we can actually all see and agree on, that how she was scrubbed out. There's so many different variations of these mythological stories, right, through these different texts. Now we got to remember the majority of these texts were written they weren't written by us. Okay, so they're giving these depictions and these stories. The words that were written by us were remixed, reused, revised, and changed. Now, as for the Sibyls, it's very interesting you talked about that, because we've been studying, some of us been studying and walking with the Sibyl energy for 20 years now. So
Right.
shout out to Mama Zobe, who helped introduce that to who I learned it from, and the books that she's authored and the information that she has gathered from all around the world, bringing forth this information. So when you were saying where the Sibyls are found, to sum it up, the Sibyls are found everywhere from the palace to the projects. That was her words exactly, where you can find these divine queens. And the bloodline doesn't die of a Sibyl. These are the prophetess. These are the oracles. And they stem from all the way from Tiamat, right?
Yep.
From the great mother, from the primordial mother that was here long before all of these things came here, and long before all of these stories were written. The bottom, what I'm trying to really, the message I'm trying to get across, to awaken feminine energy, right? Divine feminine energy, and realize that this planet has been here longer than what these books have been writing about. That means you've been here just as long. And if you don't reawaken and connect back to the planet, that mitochondrial DNA, you will miss out on the shift. And your awakening is kind of symbiotic, and is connected to the ascension of this planet. Because when this planet ascends, you ascend. And the reason why I was talking to Sister Aset about the frequency was it's off the Richter off the scales. That means we gotta raise up our frequencies. We gotta raise up. We have to match her, because she ain't changing. She's not changing nothing. If she's topsy turvy, we're gonna have to match and connect with that, and be a part of this shift that's taking place globally, and not be distracted so much by what man is doing, or man-made things, or man-made events that are taking place. Because if we're truly tuned in to the spirit, to the soul, to the planet, to the ethers, and all, we need to know we multidimensional. And I'm gonna bring the messenger back in so we can tap back on into the multidimensional planes of these chakras and of the body, and how it relates to these gods, and how it relates to the primordial deities, because we are them returned. Right? When I started doing MahMah Tea, everybody, some people had a fit about it, some people didn't. They didn't understand. But I'm like, if we saying we are ancestors return, and I'm tapping into my ancestor, and I'm channeling this information, and I'm bringing forth this light, this is proof in the pudding to show you that we are them. They are in us, right? And so we are here to bring forth and reactivate this information. So thank you, sister. I really appreciate you stepping out here and bringing your peace and your wisdom. Thank you so much. And
No problem. Thank
just
you.
hold tight in the back. I'm gonna bring the messenger back on. Sync, I saw you back here. Freak, Lisa, where y'all go? I need y'all to come on back up in the room. All right, so I'm gonna mute your mic, sis, and I'm gonna bring back on the messenger. Go ahead, sis.
Now, I just want to just interject something in when she said that Sophia, which is another aspect of the Great Mother, when she said, I think Jazzy,
Yes, Jazzy.
demiurge. Her son is the demiurge. She's the eon. she is one of the high-ranking gods. And her son, which who fashioned the world, is Yadalabra. He's the demiurge. That's Yahweh.
Oh.
He is the God of the Old Testament in the Bible. He is not actually a god of Christianity. He's from Gnosticism. He comes from Gnostics, from the Gnosis. And the Gnostics believe that this was the God, this demiurge God, that he fashioned the world, and that his mission is to trap the souls in the physical body. So this is the whole thing.
So hold up. Hold up. His mission was what?
To trap the souls into the physical bodies, because he's also considered a soul eater. Because Yahweh, he's a demiurge God. He's not fully created God. The story of Sophia, when it talks about how Sophia gave birth to him, he wasn't fully developed. He was one of the guys that jumped out of the womb before he can even be fully born. He didn't have the energy to look up. He was malnourished, and he wasn't fully created. She ended up creating him out of a state of rebellion. And when she created him, he was already a low vibrational being. That's why she had to create the world, to put him there, because he couldn't go to the heavens. And it was already gods that was here before him. He just was too malnourished to look up to see that it was already gods existing before him, which was us. We was the souls.
Hold on, sis.
That was in the higher realms. He didn't look up. So he the one that always says, oh, I'm a jealous guy. You can't worship no other God before me. Because he wanted to be the all-almighty and the number one God. But in our actuality, we existed before him, and we the ones who came here to combat and go against him, because he was trapping the younger souls into this realm so that they can't ascend. So Sophia tricked him, and she put the souls in the body. She brought the ancient gods and put them into the bodies. And that's why he was mad. So the whole story between Yahweh and his mother was, he was mad because she went against his plan. He was trying to enslave everybody. But she said, no. I got something for you. I'm going to bring the ancient gods here. And that's Satan who came. Satan is the one who came here to go against him. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so not Satan, but we have to come in to combat Yahweh. And Yahweh is based off the Gnostics. If you dig into the Nag Hammadi, Yahweh is connected to the Anunnakis.
Mm-hmm.
They are
I always knew that shit.
Beings. But if you paid attention to one of my videos that spoke on the Anunnaki didn't always look like reptiles. They looked like us.
Mm-hmm.
They was cursed. And they started looking like reptilians after the fall, after they was cursed, because they went against the matriarch.
Oh, shit.
So
see, this is what I'm talking about.
The war that took place was between our kids. See, the Anunnaki is our kids. We are the high-ranking angels, the high-ranking priests. We are the gods. Okay.
I say.
Titans, we are the ones who. We are the warriors. We are the ones who defend this realm. This is our. So the Anunnaki, they went against the matriarch, and that's what they messed up at. They are our kids, and it's also connected into the Greek mythology story when the Olympians went against the Titans. It's the same thing. It's the kids going against the parents.
Wow.
The same cycle that go through our history. So it's our kids who went against us.
Right.
And we're fighting against our kids.
We fighting against us. So this sounds like that Chronos story in a way.
It's the Chronos. We the timekeepers. We are the original timekeepers. That's us.
I say.
The whole story with how Zeus went against the elder gods, which is the Titans, and he led the Olympians in the 10-year war with the Titans. And from the Titans' ashes and the blood, we was created. Prometheus, which is considered as Lucifer, is the ones who created us. Lucifer was given the job to create us. Okay? And this is why Prometheus got into it with Zeus, is because Prometheus went and stole the fire and gave it to us. That's the souls. That's the ancient gods that he put back in the body, because Prometheus was a Titan. He wasn't an Olympian.
This sound like Inky and Enlil.
Same thing, but you got to.
That's what I'm saying. One gave
It's
one
the same
because Prometheus gave us the fire. They said it in Inky gave us a little something too. When they started tinkering with us, and Lil is starting to sound like Yahweh.
Yep, exactly. So
and who did now? You said Sophia gave birth to who?
Sophia gave birth to the demiurge god, which is your Dalabra. Yep, your Dalabra, which is Yahweh in the Old Testament. He is the jealous God. And he is the God who don't have no other gods before him. He want to be the number one, when in actuality, he is lesser than us.
Ashe. That's it.
And
that's
so
the whole thing.
The Father, when in actuality, the Father is your enemy.
You know what? Say that one more time. Say that one more again. Say that one more again. Say that one more again.
The Father, when in actuality, the Father is your enemy. Yahweh is your enemy. He's not your friend.
Oh, shit.
And his archons is the Anunnaki. They not your friends neither.
Ooh-wee. That's the shit I'm. Listen, y'all hearing this? Are y'all taking notes? Trust me, this will be uploaded again. Look, you know, a lot of things that you're saying, many don't know. Many do know. Many are even afraid to try to tap in and figure this shit out. But you have to understand and see that this thing has been upside down the whole time.
The whole time.
And we wonder why we can't get the shit right. We trying every damn thing in the book to get our lives right, to get our lives together, to try to figure this thing out. We go from one religion to the next religion. We hopscotching religion around here. And what you're doing is going to the same God with different clothes on.
Hand me down.
Hand me down. Hand me down. Second hand. Ain't this some shit? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. Now that we're to piggyback off what she's saying, now that we're in the age that we're in, the veil has been lifted. And when you are fully tapped in, see, this is weird. Like you were saying earlier with Saturn, you got to put in the work. Yeah. Saturn is about discipline, because Saturn is about maturity, adulthood. And so when you do this work, you are tapped in. I said, when you become awake, silence is loud. You no longer hear silence. It's like you ever go out in the woods and you hear all the sounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, of nature? That's what you hear now all the time. It's like a sonic thing. It doesn't bother you, but you no longer hear silence, because now you're fully awake. You can't go back to sleep. And when you are fully tapped in to this primordial realm, you will be guided. Yeah. Everything, like it says, everything you need will be added on to you. It will even tell you like when to take your vitamins. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say you take ginkgo biloba, well, maybe it's better off if you take it at night. You know what I'm saying? You should do
get clear.
Everything. Yeah. But you have to be tapped in, but you have to do the work. And that's, the reading and the studying, the spiritual bath, the mantras, because mantras, will elevate you, working with your tuning fork, meditating, all of this. You do all this work and you reach a state where now it's like going from kindergarten and you go all the way up and now you get your diploma. And it's like, okay, now you start, and your spiritual path is very eclectic because your spiritual path, what you came here to do, is in your natal chart. And your north node, this is the energy you're cultivating. Your south node is all the gifts you done came in here with. Wherever your Saturn is, this is what you're here to manifest in this lifetime and to master. Everything is in that natal chart, down to your numerology, the day you were born. Were you born on the 2nd? We know that's the moon. The number 1, is that the sun? Everything, and you break you down to a science. I tell folks, when you start to study you. You are your greatest spiritual investment. You are your greatest puzzle to unlock. Once you unlock that puzzle, you're gonna have a notebook and categorize yourself, what you're
Yeah.
working with.
Know
You
thyself.
come in here with a full army from the primordial.
Right.
And once you decode your full spiritual science, your army, everything, now that you're tapped in, everything else, but you got to be tapped in so that you can hear the voice of source. Because
Say
it's a
it.
frequency, it's an energy, and it's a vibration that you have to be on that frequency.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Yeah.
Fire. Yes.
Yeah. Y'all,
Yeah.
Are y'all aware of the tantrum?
Mm-hmm.
That's the left path. I just
The
want to
tantrum. You said or tantra.
The tantra.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Which is connected to the Typhonianism, right? Because they believe that spiritual enlightenment was attained through sex.
Of
Now,
course.
what do you mean?
Of course.
Kundalini energy is the sexual energy, which is the most powerful energy on this planet.
Yeah, to use.
And
Shout out to
the
Scorpio.
melanated woman, when she raised her Kundalini, which is the Python, become the Pythoness. And this Kundalini rise up and it hits the pineal gland. She automatically becomes a Sibyl. A Sibyl is just another word for a priestess or an oracle. So we the ones bring forth prophecy. Clairvoyance come forth. We start to see the future and the present and the past. So the Bible entirely, to the Quran, to the Torah, everything comes from the matriarch. Even the prophet Muhammad, who taught him
all of it.
To Gabrielle, that was a priestess,
a woman. Exactly. Shout out the moon goddess.
The prophet Muhammad, the prayers, the voodoo.
And that's what I tell women. You gotta feel it in your sacral chakra if your clitoris is not vibrating. Because once you tap into that sexual energy and you feel it and it starts to rise and it's coming up the base, so your spine and going up. You got to feel it. If you're not feeling it in your clitoris, down in the eighth house. Yeah.
Right. But see, the vulva, inside the vulva is the seat of the fire snake.
Yes.
That's the second eye. See, that's what y'all need to understand. The vulva, inside the vulva is the second eye. So when it comes to tantra sex, tantra means woven together, bringing the spiritual and the physical together. That's talking about spirituality and sexuality, which in intimacy, when you practice, when you have tantra sex. See, this is how we tap into our power. This is why they call it the mother, the harlot, or the mother whore. Or
the whore, right.
Because she possessed the Kundalini power. We are the beholders, the masters of, we are the instigators of orgasms. Orgasms is power. When you orgasm and you come, that's power, and we
put the babies away. Look here, hold on.
And based off your orgasms.
Listen here, y'all gonna put the children.
Is doing it right.
Now
I know some of y'all got yours. Hold on, sis. I know you lit. Hold on, I gotta put a disclaimer on here. Shit.
Pinching nipples up there.
Okay, hold on.
Look, this is a mature audience only. Okay, look at, let me tell y'all, we going into something. See, this is one of them private discussions. We dropping it now. Look here, this is to activate you all. Now, don't go playing with yourself trying to reach things. Now, this is some serious information, serious power about how you can unlock that Kundalini energy, and it is directly connected to. Now, we were talking about, some of us sisters, we get in these certain conversations, and I had always told them, I said, listen, on the Women's Anatomy and Physiology, her clitoris is the only thing that has about 10,000 nerve endings connected to it. And that clitoris resembles the pineal gland, and it's connected straight to it. So your orgasms are connected to opening up your pineal gland. So that's why some of y'all who's dealing with a lot of these warlocks out here who know that, who are
Yes.
trying to extract that power from you. You have to be careful who you giving your sacred power to.
Yes.
All right. Because now when he's tapped into you with his little magic wand and he's trying to tap in to make you have a certain orgasm, he's telling you shit in your ear. Right? You got to be careful of what he's whispering in your ear, because now you begin to see the shit in your third eye. Now you manifesting all the shit he want to do. So you're gonna have this sex magic, high level sex magic for real. So damn, I'm really like, I didn't think we was going all the way over here.
Yeah, no, and it's okay, because the sex magic, we don't have to have physical sex to unlock that.
Yeah, I'm putting my
You can meditate and raise that energy and even have an orgasm by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Right. Yeah, it's ways that you can it's ways that you can, but sex and sexuality and spirituality is all tied together. Because if it's done right, you can create gods. If it's done wrong,
right, you can create devils. Demons.
So based off of tantra sex, when it's done right, you can reach higher states of awareness, because the Kundalini is sexual energy. The thing is, people are using it and don't know how to use their sexual organ, but it's used as power, and that is a part of our power. And this is why the great mother, or all feminine, which is divine feminine, the melanated woman, is considered the harlot. But what they don't know is that the woman, she has the paradise is in her legs, it's in between her legs. That is the
heaven. Shout out to Dr. Ben.
It's in between the legs. That's the Stargate. All right, that's the Holy Grail.
Heaven and hell.
And so, like the Tantra said, the same thing that can send you to heaven can be the same thing that can send you to hell if you're not doing it right.
Ashe. I say on that. I say on that. Indeed. Listen. Let me tell y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go follow these sisters. I know y'all already know Sister Priestess. I said I'm in rock. But if you don't rock, I'm sorry. Make sure you follow her. Make sure you follow the messenger. Make sure you follow all the sisters on the panel. I'm gonna bring them back up again. But I wanted to make room because I'm gonna bring on another sister. I see you in the back there. See, this is one of my day one sisters from the jump. Like, sisters, this sister here, Blog Talk Radio. Shout out to the Black Wombniverse. It's always gonna be the Black Wombniverse to me. Okay, when we used to be rocking on Blog Talk Radio back in the early 2000s, bringing this information, when we were saying the black woman is God, the black woman is God, and they was hating on us. They was hating on us like crazy. Now everybody's saying like it's all coming to light. But I want to bring on Mahogany Muse. This is one of my sisters from back in the days. What's up, Seek? How you doing? Come on in here and chime in on this conversation. Oh, don't tell me your mic ain't working.
It's working. I forgot to unmute. It's a
okay.
Conversation indeed. Thank you for the invite. I thought I was just moderating today. You want me on the screen?
Well, I figured I'd say, let's Seek in here. Let's Seek drop in. Come on, man. This is right up your This is right up your alley, so don't be shy up in here.
You know it is.
I say.
So, listen, I've been sitting back listening to everything, and oh my, the sisters are on fire. So shout out to the both of y'all, Priestess Aset Ra Amen.
Thank you,
I watched many of your videos, honey. I love it. The messenger, I've watched some of your videos recently on TikTok as well. So shout out to you and all the information. Today was my first time meeting the sister Jazzy. So I just love it when women come together and share information, because we're in the time where that divine feminine energy is rising and that pendulum is swinging, and we need to do our inner work and also do our spiritual work and come online so we can help each other raise that vibration, keep that energy high, and really tap into who we are, because everything that's going on this planet has directly connected to us and everything that we are. So I just wanted to put that out there first.
And the mother also recently said in a meditation, it's time for us to get in. We getting in with our Heka. We getting in with our Heka.
That's right.
We don't need to be protesting and holding up signs and stuff.
Nah.
Okay,
But
fuck
it's
that.
time now for us to get in.
I can't.
Yeah.
That's big.
We've already
Forget
done
that.
enough of that. Let the
Yeah.
women that
Yeah.
haven't done that
Yeah.
part, let them do that. It's time for us to tap into some other shit.
Yes.
For real though.
Really get in
happening
For
right
real
now.
though.
root shit. We
I say,
no, let them do
Wu-Tang
that.
Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Indeed. 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 Come on, see, give me something now.
Now,
Come
I
on
got a
now.
little bit of a different take on the Anunnaki slightly.
Come on in here. Let's go. Let's
For
go.
me, I feel as though the Anunnaki, that they came here to disrupt. They may have come here to mine gold and do things of that nature, but they saw the women of Earth because we were the original women that were here. They wanted they wanted a taste of what they saw,
They want
and
to empower you.
yeah, they wanted some power.
They want to empower you.
They
Yeah.
really wanted that, and I think they definitely, that was the beginning of the downfall of a lot of the temples that the priestesses had. That's my take on it. Without getting into all of the details on it, that's my take. I feel as though we were parthenogenically reproducing. So if we're making carbon copies of ourselves, we were making more women. And when their DNA interacted with ours, and it was against our will, that was also when the matriarchy started to fall at that point. I will say that there's a lot more in-depth details to it, but that for me is how the decline of the divine feminine came into being.
Yes.
Of course, you got generations after that where things continued to decline till we got into a full-on patriarchy. But the main thing here is it's our time. It is our time to get back into our sacred work. It is our time to connect together and collaborate and really do our inner work. My focus with what we're doing is self-mastery and getting women to really tap into ourselves, do our healing, do our inner work. And at that point, we can go in with each other from a more healed space and not really triggering each other and everything. But I will say this. Once we do that, we're going to truly awaken as we do our inner work and connect with each other. There are pieces to the puzzle everywhere. So all of these different religious teachings and things like that, we were meant to go into these spaces to connect and collect these pieces. And as we come together and connect the dots, we will start to get to a point where we're downloading our old books, because they burned our books. They didn't just leave stuff there. They burned some of them they kept. But a lot of that information is stored within our DNA. So as we wake up and do our work and release these traumas, a lot more of our information comes online, and we're able to continue to connect the dots. So I'm just really excited about that type of energy and that work that we're doing together, because she mentioned that snake, and the snake can snake even higher if you do the work you need to do inside of you. So
Okay. Got to cleanse that mind, body, and soul. For real. Womb healing. Somebody said that in the chart. Indeed. This thing is flying. Listen, this is a phenomenal build. I'm going to give thanks to all the sisters on the panel once again. I really hope this is coming across you guys. You're getting 4, 5 different perspectives on this divine feminine energy. You're going to embrace the dark as well as the light. It's about balance. Right? Really tapping into who we are, understanding the power of the Kundalini energy, understanding the power of the Primordial Goddess who we're speaking of. It all began with her. And it's finna end with her too. For real, as we roll over another chapter of this thing, as we ascend to another dimension. All right. What you got, Messenger? You sitting over there? What you writing now? I see you over there.
I was thinking about the Sibyls and the war that took place when they was going against the divine feminine, because there's levels to this on the fall. And what the goddess was speaking on, I did a video on that, on how the Anunnaki invaded the matriarch and raped the divine feminine, the great mother, raped her and used her womb, her mitochondrial gene, to bring forth their demon seed. I remember speaking on that. But what I want to talk about is how in the Western world, how they demonize the wise women, because that's all a Sybil is a wise woman. And that's another word for witch. And it just make me think about all the movies that we done seen and them demonizing these witches and killing them and hanging them, lynching them, and put stakes in their heart and whatever, however you want to say it. But it just goes to show you how they were basically trying to get in the psyche of the people of what a witch is. But in all actuality, it's just a wise woman. So them witches was basically going against the divine feminine and those who had, had the ability to foresee the future and the past. That was wise women. And you got to think about it in a lot of these movies when it got something to do with like them needing to know about the future or something that's going on in the spirit. They always go oracle. They always go to
that's right.
And the reason why is because she's the only one that, and then I want y'all to hear me clear, because this is not me bashing the masculine. What you got to understand is the game of chess is not for the masculine. It never has been. It always been for the queen. And when you understand that, you will know that a queen can move in ways that a king cannot move. That's why when the queen is taken down, it's game over. A nation cannot go higher than this woman. And this is why this nation has fallen. While we in the state now is because they are not uplifting the divine feminine, but things are changing because the vibratory rate is increasing. And the divine feminine, which is the gods, is coming back online, which is your priestess, is your pythoness, which is your sibyls and your oracles. We are the gods, and we are the ones that bring forth new worlds, and we bring forth new nations. We are the creators of everything. So we're taking back our position and our throne in the universe. So,
yes.
What I do want to say is,
you said a lot. Goddamn, you just dropped the whole.
Yo, this is some different shit, right?
I'm done. I was thinking about something else, but I'm done.
Listen, I'm speechless. I'm so happy right now. I never thought that it would be like this. Back when we were coming on this information, this was rarely talked about, right? You remember, like this we had to find each other online, like, because when you come across this stuff in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's like, who do you tell? Who do you talk to? Everyone's gonna think you're crazy, right? And now, just to see the progression and the groundswell and the shift and the change, and this thing is just blown up so much that it's we're here and we're witnessing this change of this guards. We're the guards. Like, it's coming back. Everything is coming full circle, and it just amazes me the wisdom that all of you have, and all of you have been contributing. And this is what we're here to do. We're here to reach one, teach one, and awaken us, because a lot of us come out of these communities where we're listening to all the guys, right? We're listening to the conscious community. We came out the church and we hopped in the conscious community, and everything that we were beginning to learn was coming from the divine masculine perspective. But we still couldn't find us. We couldn't find us in that story. Right. And then the elders that were tapped in and that were writing these books, that, I don't know, it just seemed like there was a little spark that took place in, I don't know, like 2004, 2003, 4, something like that, when we all started meeting each other, and the backlash that was given, but we kept going, we kept pushing, and then we just keep watching, and it's like every decade we'll see more and more of this energy just start to explode. It just explodes. And as and now looking at the generations that's coming up after us, it's like, I feel we're gonna be okay out here. Like, this shit is gonna be all right. Like, I'm not even worried no more. Like, this is phenomenal. And the new teachers that are here, like, we're stepping in. Some of us are stepping into the elders, right? I'm in my late 50s, right? So we stepping into the elder role, and then watching the sisters that's coming behind us with this information, this knowledge, and the sisters that are on this podcast right now, and also in the chat that's listening, that were on the fence and didn't understand, and they didn't know where to get the information, and all they know is what they heard in the church or read the Bible, and then they left that and they went into Islam, and they're getting bombarded there, and then they're not, oh, I'm gonna be a Hebrew Israelite, and they're getting bombarded there. Just no one representing the divine feminine. But in all honesty, those patriarchal religions weren't designed to teach you about the divine feminine. That can only come from divine feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? And so
we are here at this time to empower and inspire the divine feminine to her highest potential. Yeah. And when you look in your natal chart, when you look in your Jupiter, my Jupiter's in Leo. That's segment. You know what I'm saying? That's a sun energy. So I'm here to empower and inspire, so that together we are a school of Kung Fu spiritual master. Because listen, this is our planet, and the frequency now, the divine feminine, it's just at such a level that you can't do nothing with it. It's chaos. The whole system of patriarchy, colonialism, imperialism, capital, it's done. It's done. The mother, the mother has now, she's awakened once again, and that's it. And we got to step up.
I say, yo, I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Woo! Yo, how y'all doing in the chat? Let me put my glasses on. How y'all doing in the chat? Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling this energy. Put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling this energy. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you are lit from this energy. If you feeling you're having a Kundalini rising awakening tonight on this 110. What is it? We got a 11205 or whatever the numerology is on that. What day we in? So we got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we on the master number 11 tonight. Yep. Okay, come and get this come and get these master teachings. All right, sit here and get this information. Listen, I couldn't plan this is a phenomenal. This is going down in the books. 846 people in the room right now. I appreciate everybody for being in here. Make sure you share the live. Make sure you like the live. This will be re-uploaded again, just in case you missed it. This is a phenomenal thing. Once again, make sure you follow all the sisters on this platform, and Messenger, give out some information about you, where they can find you, where they can reach you. Some things you got going on too. You said you working on a school, a course. What you got going on?
Yeah. I am currently, I got my school getting ready to come off the ground. It's called the University of Self-Cosmic Knowledge. My classes will be starting next month, the last week of March. I already got people that's already done booked their seats. So I'm actually preparing for that. I'm excited about that because everything is about my people, waking my people up and being a beacon of light. And
beacon of light.
And yeah, that's definitely the plan. So I'm excited about that. If you guys want to be a part of the class and elevate, or check out my page, my TikTok page of the Messenger 6958. My YouTube is also the same thing. My Instagram is Lucifer the Barrier.
Oh shit!
Facebook is the same thing.
I say.
So, most definitely, because I won't be posting that much like that on social media anymore. Because, like I said, you don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. And right now, I just want to take it back to the old times where they travel, or either they did their classes or whatever, and they was kind of in privacy, because this information, this knowledge is not for everybody. Everybody not going to understand metaphysics and esoteric knowledge, occult knowledge, and everybody ain't going to obtain supreme wisdom, and that's just facts. Not everybody going to be able to register it, going to understand it, understand it. It's only for the chosen, and so I'm here for the chosen, and I vibe with my tribe. They'll come across me, and we'll be able to connect. But everybody ain't for everybody, and it's very deep, surface stuff a lot. But this information, it goes deeper than this, especially when you talk about the inorganic beings, where people come from, And when you talk about melanin, that's the great divider. We can talk about frequency all day, which is amazing. But when you get down to the science of the metaphysical science of it, that's when the separation comes into place. So being on social media, it's not the place for that. It played its part, but now it's time for us to move in silence.
Indeed.
Like they say, the revolution won't be televised, and being on social media, they monitor that. They watch your every move, and that's how they monitor the consciousness. Is they using social media to do it and watch your every move. So we got
fantastic. Listen, if you want to give an offering to these sisters, make sure you put your Cash App up. What's your Cash App, sis? If you want to get receive any donations from everybody in the audience, make sure you support these sisters and the information and the knowledge that they're giving. So, what is your Cash App, sister? I'm gonna put it in the chat here, and if you want to give it, it's totally up to you.
It's the messenger 6660.
All right, let me put this up here. All right, let me put that up there. Let's see if that go. I'm gonna tag this in here. All right, make sure you hit up the messenger Cash App. There's it right there on the screen. Did I do that? Spell that right? Because you know I'm a little dyslexic. So, bear with you, girl.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa fronting nephew. I just text Lisa. She was in the back. I said, "Come on, Lisa, I'm about to bring you on."
Oh yeah. Mine is it's $sign Oshun 777.
I'm gonna get you.
Okay.
Everybody up here, mommy. But see, now she said it. Tell me if I'm gonna type it in the room. What is it, mama?
To me?
Yeah. What is
it? It's $sign Oshun 777.
777. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to these sisters. Hit them up on the Cash App. Y'all show them some love out here. You're getting all this information. Make sure you support, show some love and appreciation for the sisters and the knowledge that they bring up here. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? I did. Let me do this again. Because my ass, I spelled that wrong. Hold on. Oshun 777. Oh, this thing don't want me to type it right. Stop it. Okay, here we go. We're going to put that up here, and we're going to show this on the screen. So that is for Sister Priestess. I said, amen. Make sure you hit it up on the Cash App. Show some love. Show some love to everybody out here. Y'all, I really appreciate that. And seek wisdom. What's your Cash App?
I put it in the private chat. It's at Mahogany Muse 314.
Look at this. I got a whole bunch of stuff in the private chat. I ain't even look over here. Well, I'm trying to tell you. I'm enjoying the show. It's so late.
You should. They've been dropping it.
Oh, what I do? I'm gonna put the thing back in. See, I'm slow. Hold on. I answered you in the private chat instead of putting the thing on the live. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna put up Sister Mahogany Muse. But Cash App is there. Now, I normally do a little giveaway. And I'm gonna bring you on, Jazzy, in a second. Okay, I didn't forget about you. I see you back there, sweetie. I wanted Lisa to bring herself up here, but she acting funny style. But anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And you all know that I sell the lotus flower teas, right? I got the blue lotus. We sold out. The blue lotus is sold out. I do have the wise elder with the white elder, with the wise white lotus flower, the elderberries, the Robios tea. Oh, here she go. And I want you to check out the teas. The teas are phenomenal. Also got Euphoria, the smoke blend. If you want to mix it with your ooey, or if you're just trying to do it, and you could drink it. But I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away a tea. I'm going to be making a fresh batch this weekend. So make sure you go to my website, sacredtea.net, and sign up for the VIP list. And therefore, the wise elder, that's my nephew right here. Hold on, let me put him up here. That wise elder is kicking. The wise elder's hitting, and I'm very excited about these teas. They're very medicinal. And they're very they help that if you're not familiar with the lotus flower, It really helps with the pineal gland, anxiety, restlessness of the mind, sleepless nights, and also taps into the lucid dream state. This is the flower of the ancients. You see the lotus flower on all the sacred texts. The lotus flower is also like that flower of life when you start breaking it open and you're seeing all the different petals, the sacred geometry. So there's the connection of the lotus flower and tapping into that sacred space in you. A lot of us are trying to figure out what's going on. And a lot of the reasons why we can't get centered is our pineal gland is calcified. And this flower can help you with that. So I love the blue lotus. I specialize. That's my tea. I got blue lotus, white lotus, and now I'm tapping into the red lotus. And that will be another blend that will be coming up next month. So make sure you tap into the VIP emailing list. You get the notice when the batches are done. I only make 2 batches a month. And when it's done, it's done. I really don't like holding on to inventory. I want you to get it fresh. And the blue lotus is imported directly in from Sri Lanka. So it takes a while to get here. And once it's gone, baby, it's gone. You know, when will I be as soon as it's done, everything will be re-uploaded. And yes, I will tag everybody in the description. Kenyatta, you on the job? Oh, she gave me directions. And things of that nature. I have another guest I want to bring on. All right. And this is my sis, TikTok, my TikTok sis. I am God Frequency. If y'all not familiar with Sister I Am God Frequency, you about to get familiar with it now. This sister all the way tapped in. This sister look, she ain't even from here. I'm just gonna say that. I don't even think she really from here for real. She got orbs. She got portals opening up in vortexes in her room. She be sending me frequencies. So some of y'all are really trying to tap in and understand how do you raise your frequency and your vibration. I'm just going to bring her on here and let her tell you what to do. We're going to bring on my sister. I am God Frequency. What's happening, Lisa? You are live and on the air. What's good, sis?
How are you? You, sis?
I'm all right.
You was not gonna tell everybody I was acting funny. I'm here.
I sure was.
Look, but I'm trying to. What you want me to say after all these amazing women on your panel? What am I supposed to come on here and add to all of that info? I mean,
you tell whatever jump off your galactic mind.
Like. Yeah. I'm going to school. I'm going to the messenger school. Where can I enroll?
Yeah, listen. Fire.
Oh, that's man, right. I'm lost for words. Like the info.
Yeah, it's deep, right?
That's deep. That's and I follow all these sisters. I do. Never thought. Yeah, I did. I figured one day we would all be on the panel together. You know how it go. You know how when I visualize something that happens, I'm super excited to be on the panel. What a scribers at? Because I need y'all to make sure y'all write to me in the scroll on this one. I was up on the panel with these powerful women carrying this primordial energy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up. You know what? So I want to tap. I want to give you something to say. Right, you can tap into since this your thing. Okay. Well, go ahead and tap into this primordial mist. You know I'm gonna tell you about that. Go ahead and tap into the primordial mist, my sister.
Well, it's just like the sister said, like the messenger said. She said it all. It's been here since the beginning of time. This is ancient information, though. I'm kind of trying to figure out why people are choosing to say it's something else when it's the primordial energy is here and we are carrying it. The women are carrying it because nobody want to pick it up and carry it. So we're ushering it into our reality. But like I said on the video, primordial energy is purifying our planet, and I'm just happy to be alive to witness it and to help usher it in, to bring that frequency into our current reality.
Ashe. I say,
Yeah, I
indeed.
truly am. I didn't think that me saying, and I'm in my mind's eye, this is just normal conversations that I have with, with me, you, and a few more other people in my tribe. I'm just thinking, I'm saying, hey, y'all, this is primordial energy. I didn't know it was gonna go viral. I, I
Well,
didn't
it's
know I
that
was gonna catch
time.
the heat. Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna catch all that heat, but hey, we the messengers, right? We
That's right.
this
We here
We
bringing
glad
this
it did
word.
go viral.
huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm actually glad it did because now we can talk about it. I seen one other brother
Glad
talking
it
about
did
it,
go
which is
viral.
Earth Speaks. He said it. Actually, we hadn't even spoken one another, and we end up putting the video out at the same time, and I was like, whoa.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say about
That's,
it.
I
They
put you
came
on the
on
spot.
here. Listen, I'm like, let me get my pen and my paper. I'm taking
Yeah, it's
notes.
lit. It's lit. It's time. Well, the reason why I wanted to put together this Stella Maris podcast is to create a platform and create it like a launch pad for these sisters to come on here and take off. You know what I'm saying? And make other doors open wide for you from the exposure from the platform. When the ancestors gave me this platform, I had no idea what I would do with it, what it will
Right.
become. So I just kept on hearing you just keep laying brick by brick, just keep on laying this foundation, lay the bricks by brick, keep going. Despite whatever's going on, just keep going. Don't worry about it, and things are coming in fruition, and I'm resonating on certain frequencies to let things manifest in this reality. And now I'm seeing when I come across these goddesses with this information, and I'm like, oh yeah, come on in here. Launch, here's the
Yeah.
launch pad, baby. Take off. Go ahead. Here's the launch pad. Come on in here, y'all. Here's the launch pad. Take off because we need this, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it and to watch this shift, right? And the fact that we're causing the shift, right?
You're
It's
causing
like
it.
I think a lot of people are thinking that somebody's doing this. No, we're doing this. All of us. We're reverberating. We're vibrating on these frequencies. We tapped in, and the earth is responding, right?
Yes.
Nature is responding. I got these birds. Now I've been here in this place over here for about 4 or 5 months now. All of a sudden, the birds are coming to sit on my ledge. They're just coming over here, and then the hawks are coming, flying over my head, and I'm like, okay, let's go. I mean, what we doing? What's up? Tell me what's up. What's up? My dog chases them, though, but you got to just get used to this. But it's like I'm seeing the transformation, the metamorphosis, the connection. I'm seeing things leave and I'm seeing things come, right? And I'm beginning to understand the power of the word and speaking things into existence, right? As Sister Aset was talking about. And it's happening with the quickness, right? Sister I Am God Frequency talks about resonance, how we have to shift from manifesting to resonating. Right. And in fact, I was struggling in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie, I was struggling, but then I got to understand what you're talking about, like
Yeah.
matching the frequency,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And
That's what
so
it's
And
I
letting it
started.
flow through you.
I say
Let it
yo,
flow through you.
Yeah.
I
Feel,
say
let
yo,
it flow.
Jazzy, and
Yeah.
it's just been happening. So now it's moving in a way where I'm attracting the right energy, the right vibration, and
You're a
so
magnet. And
in
everything will
fact,
come to you because you're a magnet. The divine feminine energy is magnetic.
I
So we're
say
not hunters. We don't got to go look for it. We are going to attract everything we need to know, all of the divine wisdom that was in us from before. We're magnets. We'll attract it to us, and then we can
indeed,
just speak it out and teach. Comes
indeed. What's your
organic at
cash
first.
app? Cash app, Miss Jazzy, so I can post it on here for folks to donate to.
My Cash App right now is is inactive because I let my kids use it and some stuff happened, but we'll talk about it another
All
time.
right, I understand. All
But
right, well,
yeah.
listen, where can they find you online if they wanted
So
to connect with you?
I'm Phoenix Rising, or you could just find me on TikTok at Jazzy Davis. Mostly just do like card readings and spiritual guidance. But You could look up on YouTube. I'm under Jazzy Davis. This is my first time doing an actual live, so I was a little nervous and maybe a little manic. Hopefully, I got some good information out.
You good, sis. You
And
good. Don't worry
I've
about
learned
it.
a lot of lessons, and then I accidentally logged off, so y'all lost me for a minute. But I've learned a lot of lessons through this, and I'm gonna bring this time. I only brought the notes on the things that you asked me to. I'll be prepared in the future because everything that these beautiful ladies was talking about was all stuff that's also in my head and that I know about, and I wanted to tune in. And instead, I just, I
Hey.
just listened, and it was great. Everybody is so great. I love everybody's divine feminine energy is everything. The mother is coming back. I feel like she's moving us right now, spiritually, to stand against. I really believe this patriarchy God that has really oppressed us for thousands of years and burned us. Every time we reached out to the mother God to speak through her, they were like, no, shut up, set her on fire. And I think now is the time we're just starting to just rise up. And I love to see other women have the same knowledge and more, a lot of them. And let us just connect and put the pieces together. And everybody, connect with your Merkaba, get your, electromagnetic energies running, and the spirit will run through you. And everything you need to know, you won't even need to find in a book anymore. It'll come into your heart. It'll come into your head. And then next thing you know, you'll open the book and you'll see it there, and you'll be like, it'll confirm it for you. You're on the right path. And this feminine is really talking to you. And let her continue to talk through you. Even if you look crazy, let her talk. She knows what she's talking about.
You right on about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, make sure y'all go. I said, come on in here now. What you got, sister? I know you drop a gem on them.
One of the things the mother said is about, not to pray anymore. When we pray, because when you think about that word pray, you got P-R-E-Y, you're praying on something. Now we invoke.
Yeah.
We are invoking her energy. And this is where we are, the age of Aquarius, the left-hand path. This is, Gabora, and this is Bina, Saturn, the mother.
Yeah.
And when you look at the left, and I even use, because like a sister was saying, the messenger, everything ain't for, because there's a lot of things I will never teach on YouTube because they do monitor, you know what I'm saying? And they will censor, and later on in the summer, I'm going to have my Set Temple ministry. You know what I'm saying? I put it under ministry, nonprofit, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be like a school for the divine feminine. And stuff that I would not teach on YouTube, and I was doing it only for women, but a lot of the brothers have reached out. They want to join, and, seeing them, I'm not a man-hating lesbian, you know what I'm saying? Because my favorite children are my sons, each of my daughters, I had to get in it. Cops had to be called, you know what I'm saying? How that goes, because, it is. And so I told them, I said, this is going to be for the divine feminine, for women. So if you want to come in, just understand it's for the women.
Indeed.
You understand? And even you look behind the tree of life, the Kabbalah tree, I use it differently because I don't use like the Hokmah. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to take back what's ours because, they have done so much things to, to spiritually handcuffed us.
Yeah.
And now those handcuffs are broken.
Indeed.
And you have to tap into where things can be revealed to you. Rituals, you know what I'm saying? Right. How to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because bottom line is once you're tapped in, it's like the Bible said, all will be added unto you.
Indeed.
Once you're tapped in, everything is just because the veil is no longer there. The veil has been lifted. The Kundalini has arisen. The energy on this planet has elevated. And now when you are fully tapped in, everything, you see all of your senses. You can remote view. You got, clairaudient, clairsentient, all of the clears, everything.
Yeah, we clear.
Oh yeah. I love it.
Clear in here, man.
I mean, you can't say nothing to somebody. I've often say, hey, I'm bipolar, manic, psychosis, and ADD. I wake up crunk. What
we
you
all?
gonna say to somebody like me that saw a gargoyle live and in living color? You know what I'm saying? I didn't see some wild shit on this planet straight. You know what I'm saying? So, like the sister was saying, all these things that exist in the invisible realm that is here, it's so many beings that you're like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. Once we become fully awakened, it's like you can't go back to sleep. You see, you hear, you sense, you feel, because this is all about, you know, our emotions. You know, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is a beautiful time to be awake at this time. Once you embrace it, if you're not afraid of it, because it is intense, you know what I'm saying? This shit will make you clutch your invisible pearls like, oh shit, is this really real? But once you embrace it, that's it, baby.
Yeah. Indeed. So listen, to close.
Sorry. It's especially terrifying because when you do speak, a lot of people will come against you. When you come with like esoteric knowledge that is against the grain of what's being literally people are being brainwashed with, and you just try to let them free with some little pieces of the divine feminine information and the spiritual information, people will really attack you. They'll stalk you on social media. They'll jump in your inbox and call you a witch, all kinds of stuff. You know, it gets kind of scary. You don't get it.
Well, can I say something about that? Can I say something about that? And this is where the crazy Jamaican jump out.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Yo, we gotta stay strapped spiritually out in this street. I done had everybody try to come for me. I had one lady in Benin told me she about to get the 72 voodoo priests in the village and come for me, my ancestors, and my children. That bitch is dead now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, first of all, when you stay spiritually strapped, because you got to let mofos know, I'm not on that love and light and embrace my enemy stuff. If you come for me, spiritual warfare, the art of war, when I go into spiritual battle, now I only fight battles to myself. Because I ain't racking up no shit for nobody else. Because when I get to the other side and they pull out my scroll, was it necessary for this motherfucker to get run down by a semi? And be like, I thought it was, you know, because people come to me and they want me to fight their spiritual battle. But why am I getting in the ring and fighting your opponent, taking blows to the head? You can do that yourself. But when you stay spiritually strapped, and let me tell you something about your trolls. Somebody said to me one time when I was doing a live, oh, you never acknowledge your trolls. Hell no. The troll finds me worthy enough to troll. If it wasn't something interesting about you, they wouldn't troll you. Because let me tell you something about a hater and a troll. They sit back and they look at what you do. I can't stand that bitch. I wish I had the personality. I wish I had her information to do what she do. But being that I don't have her energy and her aura, I'm a hate on her. I'm a troll her. But see, here is the thing. You found me worthy enough to troll. I feel like a celebrity out in these streets.
Okay.
Because if I wasn't saying something that did not affect you, it had to trigger you in some way for you to even want to troll. And a troll. It comes with the territory.
Comes with it. Amen.
All you do is you stay spiritually strapped and let motherfuckers know. You run up, you gonna get done up. That's it. So being that, so being that we put that out there, let them know. Listen, we all about love and empowerment and for the people and all of this stuff. But we also embrace the other side. I am all set and I am also set. Fuck around if you want to. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And once you let them know that, because the day when we fully wake up. And it's not for everybody, because some people is going to come back. My mother's a Christian, hopped up on white Jesus juice, but she's one of the most powerful witches I know. Maybe next lifetime she'll be like me. And when we realize that we are so powerful, all it would take is 3 of us to go out in the woods and hold hands, form a circle around the tree and bow our head. Shamalama ding dong. And we can literally invoke earthquakes and tornadoes. Yo, I remember busting down somebody with my Solomon keys that did some reckless shit. And another person ran across my mind that did some equally reckless shit. And all I said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Fuck this motherfucker. He can catch his spiritual hands and drop that. Guess who dropped that the same night? In the same hour. Yo, this is the power we working with. And they got to be careful because we are the primordial mother. We speak. This whole universe was birthed into existence with the sound frequency. That's what we working with. We ain't got to sacrifice no damn goats or chickens. We ain't got to get initiated because when you come out of your mother's womb, that's an initiation. You understand? We are born initiated. We're born priestesses. And now, the sound frequency. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, the heka. That's what we working with. We ain't got to do nothing big. We can just sit down and be like, oh, some shit. Oh, nah, that shit got to end right there.
Yeah.
And guess what?
And that's what they talk about when the man, they had the test where they had the girl child and the male child, and they had a problem, and the male child just tried to fix the problem. The girl child just cried because she knows her power is in her tongue.
Yes.
She didn't have to get up and fix it and move the block, whatever it was. She was going to cry for it to be moved.
That's why you're afraid of us. Why do you think back in slavery that they got a picture of a sister that had something over her mouth going over her head? Because they know the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, all we gotta do, all we gotta do is just speak. And the mother said, now we gotta get into it. And you see something there, right? Just speak on it. Yo, we can even just glance and just throw a dirty look. And that's it. The power that we have.
We all got that mother look, honey. Some just go over the glasses, honey. You all know. We know what it is.
I just did it a second ago. I went in the hallway and pointed at all the kids that were just banging out there, and it went silent.
And it went, once we realize how powerful we are, and we are a living, breathing, walking vibration, frequency, and energy, we can step into a whole stadium and change the frequency of the entire stadium. And we don't need everybody. We don't need everybody because everybody ain't for this at this time.
I say they about this life. Yo, fantastic, amazing. Listen, we're gonna wrap this thing on up. So, but I'm gonna pose this question, this final question, and I want all of you to answer it, okay, the best you can. So, check this out. If you could impart one or two key takeaways about the Primordial Goddess and how our listeners can integrate these mystical insights into their everyday lives, what would it be? And I'm gonna start with you, Messenger. If I need to repeat this, I can repeat this. But when I get to you, I'm gonna start with you, Messenger. The Messenger. Gotta put the in there. If you can impart a takeaway, one key takeaway about the Primordial Goddess and how this can integrate into the lives of our listeners, what would it be? Hold on, honey. You was on mute. Unmute your mic. I think you got it mute.
Still on mute.
Unmute mic. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me? Is you saying something that we can take away from the Primordial Goddess?
Not take away, but we can use. So all the stuff that we discussed, right? If they could, it was like one key part they could take away, right? How they can integrate this in their lives and impart this information. What would it be?
Her dark side, the shadow, chaos, her energy. That's what we need to take into our lives because that's our power for us to become great.
All right. God damn. That's great. I'm with it. I'm here for it. Indeed. Is that it? That's all you got, sister?
That's it.
That's all need to be said out this piece. That was fantastic. Yeah. Thank you. All right, we're gonna go Aset, sister Aset.
All right, I'm ready.
What would that be?
You know my bipolar ass. The one thing I want to say, first of all, when you look up into the vast universe, that is the energy that's available to everybody. The only difference between us and them is that we have put in the work. We come from the primordial. You have access to this infinite realm of power.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is study. You unlock your spiritual science, self-mastery. And once you do that, you create your spiritual science that's unique to you, because everybody's spiritual science is different. Your fire, water, earth, air. You understand? You create
Yeah.
your own shamalama ding dong. And when you tap into this vast wealth of infinite power, that's it. You have access to this power because you came from her. It is already in you. So now you awaken it. You got the seeds, water the seeds and nurture it and bring it into full maturation and join the school of the motherfucking Kung Fu spiritual master.
Yeah, right. That's it.
And
That's
that's
what
it.
I'm talking about. All right now. All right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you gotta love it, y'all. You gotta love it, man. This is fire. This is fire. This is fire. Sister Jazzy, what you got for us, sis? What you got?
I would say unplug yourself from all of what you've been fed. Forget everything you've been fed and plug into the source. When you do your prayers and your meditation, talk to the divine feminine. All this magical power that all of us ladies on here have, all this divine knowledge that we have, anybody can have it. Anybody could have spiritual gifts. They're just not plugged into the source. You go, you talk, call on the divine mother, ask her to talk to you. She will, and she will show you things that you would have never thought, and it would have amazed you. And you will suddenly realize you're not living in the same world as everybody else anymore. So unplug from what you thought you knew. Everything they told you was the truth. Unplug from it. Plug into the source. Ask God to plug you into the direct source of all things. The darkness, like the messenger was talking about, the absolute, it is the absolute darkness. Plug into it. Don't be afraid of it. Plug into it and ask for that divine wisdom, you're going to get information from millions of years ago. You're going to plug into your genetic DNA from the beginning of time. You're going to start to see stuff in your dreams. You're going to start to dream when you're awake. You're going to start to think you're crazy, but you're going to start to have magical powers. I don't chase anything anymore. Everything comes to me, you know, and I want other people to have, if we all connect together, like she said, we all connect together. Our energy is so much stronger. That's why they were smothering us. That's why they were oppressing us. So ladies, plug into the source. If you want that power too, ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. And you'll be amazed.
There you go. I say, Jazzy on fire. That's what's happening. Thank you, sister. I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. See, where you go?
Where she went?
She probably did what I did.
And in the back. Girl, stop playing around with us now. What you got for us, Seek? What you got?
I will say this. Go within. Contact the Great Mother.
Yeah.
Darkness created light. So when you master yourself, you have the keys to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darkness did create the light.
That's really
absolutely
to create and resonate with whatever it is you need.
Yeah, man. Yeah, say. That's it. Short and sweet. To the point. That's all. That's all, folks. That's funky, though. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sig. Thank you. Okay. Bringing up the rear. Come on, Lisa. What you got for us on God Frequency? If they could take away one thing and integrate them.
Right now, I'm in my Lilith energy.
Ooh,
I'm tapping all the way in because it's needed. We need purification. I need it in my life, and I need it all around me. So I would tell everyone in the chat to tap into frequency 852 hertz during your meditation. And like they say, talk to source, and you want to bring that primordial energy into your energy field, and you want to operate it. Ask for the knowledge to help you operate that energy, because we need it right now. It's all good to have that little love and light, but sometimes
got to get the Thor angel
my energy right now. I'm it up.
I say, yes, ma'am. H Town in the building. That's what's up. Look, if those of you don't know, I am going to be doing my first live face-to-face podcast I'm gonna travel out to the H town, and I'm gonna sit and build with my sister. I'm got frequency out there. I want to go check out this healing center she got going on with these coils. I want to see these portals. Like, let me see these portals up in here. Open up these portals up in here, Lisa.
I'm gonna open up a
So
portal right in front of you.
I'm here for it.
I
I'm gonna
want you
be
to
there
step
for it.
in it though.
Oh shit. I might go somewhere. But Lisa, tell them about the Quantum Kingdom, what you got, your network you got going on, where they could reach you, and about more where they can, get with these tones and what you do. What is it that you do, Miss I Am God
Ooh,
Frequency?
I do everything. So I have a private network called Quantum Kingdom that anyone on your panel and in the chat can join. It's complimentary to join. Oh shoot, sorry about that. I get in there and we have instructors. We teach about frequency. We teach about everything that you guys talked about on the panel tonight. I also teach about different technology from the ethers. I teach esoteric information from ancient Egypt about the technology that has been here since the beginning of time. I teach about all those things in Quantum Kingdom. I'm also looking for some amazing creators to come in there and help pop it off too. Also, I have Quantum Kingdom Healing Center out in Houston, Texas, which is what MahMah Tea is talking about. So you guys can look forward to that. I'll start streaming with me doing healing, all different types of healing. So, but other than that, I do a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna leave it as that. But definitely, I would love to have you guys' energy in Quantum Kingdom.
Ashe.
Absolutely welcome to join.
Indeed,
Okay.
indeed. I'm like, she got her own network, y'all. I mean, like, she be doing her own lives in there. You got your own little sections. Yo, it's pretty fly. Y'all need to go check it out. I mean, these sisters is doing some things. We're really about to embark upon this thing on multi dimensions, not just we sitting here, we talking spiritual, we talking primordial goddess energy, but at the same time, we on planet Earth, right? We in the physical material realm. So we have to hit this thing on every dimensional plane. All right.
Ashe.
The Sibyls, when the sister was talking about, Jazzy was talking about that we were everywhere. Of course, the Sibyls was from the palace to the projects to the marketplaces. The Sibyls ran all the ports. And the ports is where all the economy was, right? We are the merchants, the original merchants. We ran every textiles, all the industries started with us. So we can't be afraid of tapping back in and taking over these industries again. All right. This patriarchal capitalist society is dwindling, and it's going back to more of a matriarchal system. So I had said this, I forgot who I was talking to. I think I was talking to you, Lisa, about, I said, the reason why we haven't excelled the way we should, because when I look at these cities and these certain things that they're doing, it's like they're moving on regardless of whatever is going on, whatever the news is pumping, whatever is happening. They're building, they're growing, they're doing all kind of things. I said the problem with us is we have a lot of Black men that have come into wealth, right? And a lot of them are self-glorifying themselves. It's about them and their dollar, it's a pissing contest with them. The problem happening is they're not taking that wealth and they're not going to the round table with the elder mothers. They're saying, what do we need? What does the community need? And the elder mothers would say, we need this, we need that, we need the other, we need the other. And then they are supposed to go and build it, right? This is the order of it. It's reversed. They're trying to build things to build themselves up. They're not looking at going to the elder mothers, sitting with the sages and getting, what do we need? We done acquired the wealth because they're not sitting with the ancient, they're not sitting with the elder mothers, and for the mothers to tell them. The reason why you out in the world conquering is because you're supposed to bring the spoils back to her. We ain't supposed to be out there doing all of the stuff that y'all doing. You were supposed to go out there and bring the spoils back to her. And she tells you, we need healing centers. We need knowledge centers. I want my streets paved with gold. I want new different types of housing and homes that's more built in in harmony with nature. I don't want to be living in box houses. We need to be growing and building geodesic domes, things that resemble wombs and mushrooms, so we can be in harmony with the planet. And then they are so linear, they know exactly the mathematical equations and the geometry and shit to go out there and build the shit and then protect it. So this is why we are reversed and upside down, because they're not sitting with the matriarchs and getting the knowledge. So when you look at Black Panther, right, where did he when he had to go get counsel, who was he? He was going to the elder mothers, right? So it's like they're forgetting the role of the great mothers. That's us, that are her daughters. We still here. We never left. So, and all that to say, the brothers that's on this panel, I hope that you're listening. You're listening to a panel. We have 6 sisters on here. We're dropping a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. You're sitting here amongst the round table with them. And some of you now know what to do to go back into your communities and how to build it. Sit with your mothers, right? And if they're not into this information, play it back for them, right? Play this back to them, introduce this information to them. And when you bring it, because a lot of the sisters are asleep. Don't get me wrong, right? A lot of us are just, y'all know, we walking dead out here. So this is why it's imperative for those of us to come together and sit down at this table and build and reach an audience of people that they can connect with and build on top of that and build on top of that. Because this is the shift. And the shift starts here and the shift starts now. So once again, I want to thank everybody who joined the panel today. Make sure you follow everyone here. I hope to have you all back again. This is the first live episode we did here on YouTube. I mean, we had like 800 people. We got 743 people in the room still. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to close out. I'm gonna close this thing out. So hold on.
Thank you for having me, sis.
Oh, I appreciate
Thank you so
that.
much. I'm so honored to be on it.
I say yo. Thank you.
I'll be more prepared next time. It was my first live. It was a great experience. Y'all were so humble and welcoming. I was so nervous. So I just thank you for making me feel less manic so I could calm down.
No, you fine. You fine. Get some of my Blue Lotus tea. You be good.
I'm going to.
Thank you.
I'm going to.
I say. Thank y'all. Thank you, I said. Sis, I'm gonna
thank you, Goddess. Thank you for having me.
I say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Seek. I appreciate you for being on here. That's my sis right there. Once again, y'all, thank y'all for joining me today. It's been a phenomenal show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to visit me at sacredtea.net for your astrological consultations. I do North Node astrology, where I focus on the North Node. I mix in sidereal along with the tropical, as well as some numerology, right? We work with that life path number and see if the number that's resonating on the planet, what that planet is doing. We could do also relocation charts if you want to move to a certain area, because when you overlay your chart over the world map, your planets are like ley lines, right? And it depending upon what you're trying to tap into and what you want to do, that ley line can activate for you. So I just want to close out by saying thank you all for being here and embarking upon this sacred voyage with me, Stella Maris, aka Sha Blyss. This podcast is here for the divine feminine, that divine femi 999 to tap into. And this is a safe place. This is the launching pad, all right, for this information to come through and jump off and flee into the ethers. And may these revelations stir your spirit and illuminate the depths of your divine essence, y'all. If you were touched by tonight's mysteries, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that more seekers may find this path. And before you continue your journey, indulge in the alchemy of my sacred teas. And you can visit me at sacredtea.net and check out the Blue Lotus, the White Lotus, and soon to come the Red Lotus. All right. And that's it. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm very happy about how this all turned out, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful. The great mother is here, never left. We're now remembering her and tapping into her. And may the sons and daughters of this planet remember and reconnect back to the primordial goddess, because you standing on her planet. This earth sustains you, and without her, there will be no you. And if you are mistreating her daughters, you are mistreating her. So always remember that you're on her planet, and this planet really belongs to her daughters. And it's her daughters who will choose the sons that will stay here as we embark upon this new age. And with that being said, peace, love, and light. Y'all be good. Take care of yourselves. Love one another. And I'll catch you on the next live. It's your girl, Sha Blyss, a.k.a. MahMah Tea. And I'm out. Peace out, y'all. If you would like to be a guest on the Stella Maris Podcast, please contact me at info@sacredtea.net. Step into a world of magic, wisdom, and euphoria with sacred teas crafted to elevate your soul and tantalize your taste buds. Our Blue Lotus Magic Blend brings relaxation to life with floral blue lotus and tropical hints of mango, zesty lemon, and the warming spice of ginger. It's a sip of serenity in every cup. Meet the Wise Elder, a wise blend of earthy elderberries, rooibos tea, and hints of vanilla and maple. Balanced with dandelion root and cinnamon for a detoxifying, flavorful hug in a mug. And euphoria? Oh, it's pure bliss. Blue and white lotus flowers, calming lavender, refreshing peppermint, and a kiss of raspberry with a touch of sage. Each sip, or shall I say, puff, is a soothing journey to peace and happiness. With 5-star reviews and health benefits as rich as the flavors, it's time to make your tea sacred. With Sacred Tea, sip the magic.
That doggone feeling is a doggone vibe, coming to you straight from the doggone tribe. Studying the stars, that's astronomy. Showing y'all the way, cause they showed me. That doggone feeling is a doggone thing. You say it's a mystery, I know it's a thing. Tapping in because of my melanin. Goddess energy, time to bring it in. Since you know I'm serious, cause yes, I come from Sirius. Light years away, you ain't on this mental. I know you ain't listening, but I know you be hearing this. Check it while I tell you this and see what I can do. I can make a miracle, I can make it happen. Manifest my future and bring it to the light. Life can be so much better than it ever has been. Close my eyes, deep breath, and I take flight. I travel through the cosmos, reversing all the systems. Through the Milky Way, meditating.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stella Maris Podcast, please contact me at info@sacredtea.net.